Greetings from Wildcat Stadium, where tonight your Central High School Wildcats host the Rebels of West Monroe High School. It is the quarterfinal round of the D1 non-select Louisiana State Playoffs. Mario Jerez here alongside former Wildcats linebacker Josh Johns, and you are watching Central High School football. Josh, it is head coach David Simino's second season leading this program. We are back in the quarterfinals just like we were last year. This time we're at home, though. Should be a great atmosphere and should be a good one with the trip to the state semifinals on the line.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it tonight, Mario. Like you mentioned, quarterfinals. Every team that's left in the playoffs so far, they can play. You know, some teams, like West Monroe, may have not had the regular season that they're used to having, but they've gotten hot during the playoffs. And, man, I'm just looking forward to a good game here tonight at home at Central.
Well said, partner. And to your point, West Monroe in the regular season, 5-5 this year. However, they are 2-0 in these playoffs. They beat Parkway 35-14 in the first round, and they've earned a 21 ranking in D1 non-select, while Central is number 4 in those rankings. And as we said, 35-14 winners against Parkway, beat Mandeville 20-9 in the second round, although the Skippers a little shorthanded in that game, but still have to give head coach Kevin Davis a lot of credit. He's in his first full season, took over in the interim last year, got the job on a permanent basis. Very experienced man, 2-time state champion coaching in Texas before he came back to Louisiana. And like you said a minute ago, Josh, got to give the Rebels credit. Didn't play their best football in the regular season, but they're getting right in the playoffs so far. We know it's a storied program and a dangerous team. Central definitely has to be ready tonight.
Yeah, we've seen it high school, college, and even in the NFL. You know, a team gets into the playoffs and they just start playing their best ball there, and they're a scary team. So, you know, I'm expecting them to throw a punch tonight and it to be a physical game up front. And, you know, Central's going to need to win the line of scrimmage in order to win this football game.
That is going to be key here tonight. And as we get to our starting lineup, some really good news to report. According to Robin Fambro of the Advocate, Manny Williams has been cleared to play tonight. Of course, it would be his first action this season, involved in that car crash before the year. But apparently, according to the Advocate, he's been cleared for 15 plays. So it'll be interesting to see if Manny's on a pitch count, if he gets in the game at all. But either way, excellent news to see him out there, and very happy that he's back out in uniform tonight. He's listed as the starting running back tonight. I'm sure we'll see a lot to Brown as well, number 24, and Jackson Furman, the starting quarterback here tonight, not Ja'Cory Platt, although he played great in the second half of the game last week against West Ouachita. Kylan Thomas, Keithan Womack, and Tyron Williams listed as the starting wide receivers. Jaden Garnett listed as the starting tight end. And offensive line from left to right, Graham Harris, Jaden Sparrow, Landon Crochet, Braden Ringe, and Adam Cullen. That is the starting offense for the Wildcats here tonight. Defensively, for defensive coordinator Anthony Camp, from left to right on the defensive line, Deshad Sheridan, Scott Smith, and D.K. Mays. Listed as the starting linebackers tonight, Alex Stewart, Jake Jarrow, K.D. Mays, and Camden Ranking. In the secondary tonight, Stephen Rennell, Marvin Joseph, Caden Loop, and Blason Stokin. Those are the starters defensively for Central here tonight. And on special teams, it'll be the normal crew. Nathan Zimmer, coming off a good performance last week. He'll handle punting and kicking duties for the Wildcats. Jackson Furman will continue to be the holder here tonight. Stephen Rennell will run back kicks and punts, as well as Maurice Stewart. You'll see him out there as well, along with Blason Stokin and Adam Cullen, the long snapper, as normal for the Wildcats. Pretty consistent with the starting lineup there in the playoffs, Josh, building some chemistry, and all to a good start here in the postseason.
Yeah, defense has been playing really, really well all year long. We know that. We know that's the strength of this team. Special teams, Nathan Zimmer's done a very good job. Offense, the pieces are there, and they've just been trying to find themselves all year long. And I think they took a step last week in the playoff game, and they looked sharp. You know, the line up front opened up some nice holes, and they're blocking guys down the field. I like the physicality of the offense last week. Looking to see them take another step forward this week.
Wildcats 45-20 winners last week against West Ouachita. Tonight it is the state quarterfinals. With a trip to the state semis on the line, the Wildcats looking to punch their ticket to the semifinals for the first time since 2009, when the man on my right was still playing. So don't want to be nervous. Don't want to, put too much on the stakes, but definitely a lot on the line tonight, Josh.
Yeah, look, it's huge. Like I said, one step closer to the dome, and you win tonight, you're one win away, and the dream gets that much more real. So it's at home. This is exactly where we want it, and, looking forward to a good showing from the home team.
The team's getting ready to come on the field. We will take our first break of the broadcast. We'll be right back with the coin toss and our national anthem. Mario Jerez along with Josh Johns. It is West Monroe visiting Central in the state quarterfinals. You're watching Wildcats football. Greetings once again from Wildcat Stadium. We're about 8 minutes from kickoff between Central and West Monroe here in the state quarterfinal. Let's send it down to the field for our pregame prayer and national anthem.
For the opportunity for both teams and fans to be here competing. Please protect the players and officials from injury tonight. We ask that both teams compete in a way that honors you. Please provide safe travels for our way home. Most importantly, thank you for your son, Jesus. In his name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Go, Pregame!
Please remain standing for the national anthem played by the CHS Wildcat Band.
God bless America. We are about 6 minutes away from kickoff between Central and West Monroe with the trip to the state semifinals on the line. Mario Jerez here alongside Josh Johns. And Josh, while we have a minute before the coin toss, let's real quick recap the game last week. A 45-20 win for Central over West Ouachita. Great game for Shane Brown. He led Central on the ground with 117 yards and a touchdown, 44 yards on that one score, and 13 carries for Shane Brown. Jackson Furman starting to heat up just a little bit, maybe, Josh, at the best time. 15-23 passing last week, 179 yards and a touchdown. Also had 38 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns on 6 carries. And his receivers, we were talking about this before the broadcast, really starting to heat up. 6 catches, 76 yards and a touchdown for Keith and Womack. 4 catches, 48 yards for Kylan Thomas, who led the Wildcats in receiving along with Keith in that game. And tonight presents a much bigger challenge, but the offense off to a great start in these playoffs.
Yeah, and I think it starts up front with the offensive line blocking for Shane Brown. If you can open up holes for the running game to start taking off, early and often, that's going to open up the playbook for Jackson Furman in this offense, allow him to sling the ball around, deliver it to all of his receivers that can make plays, run after catch, and just opens up your offense. So it starts up front. I'm looking for them to establish the run again early tonight with Shane Brown and get this offense rolling.
That's been the key for the playoffs, really. Coach Simino told us that going in. So run game and stopping the run in the trench is going to be really important. And while we find out who's going to get the ball here, let's talk a little bit about the defense. Last week, KD Mays had that fumble recovery, 46 yards for a touchdown. And Central outgained Western Ouachita 359-281 in that game, forcing 3 turnovers, including that fumble recovery by Mays. Also forced a fumble on the second play of the game, forced by Scott Smith, and recovered by Jake Jarrow. So the defense, like they have all season, Josh, flexing their muscles, playing really well, and that will have to continue here tonight.
Yeah, defense has been dominant, and they were exactly that last week as well. The only touchdown against the ones was the fake punt, if you will, that they took off for 73 yards, down the sideline. But defense was, completely shut down, was locked down last week, and they played really, really well up front, dominated the line of scrimmage in the front 7, made plays in the secondary, and, I imagine that we'll see similar results here tonight.
Special teams going to be important, and that's good news for Central, as Nathan Zimmer playing really well in these playoffs, 7 kickoffs for a touchback last week, also kicked a 27-yard field goal and was 6 for 6 on his extra points. So Zim playing with a lot of confidence. The Wildcats will need him to come up big tonight, and that will be from the opening kickoff, it looks like, as Central has deferred to start the game. That means the Rebel will receive, and Central will get the ball to start the third quarter. So defense on the field first.
Yeah, which I like. Put your strength out there first. I imagine this ball will be going through the back of the end zone like always with Nathan Zimmer. He's been an asset to this team on special teams, and we're going to need all three phases to win tonight.
Renaldrick Booby Miles, a player to watch for West Monroe here tonight, led the team with 138 yards and a touchdown with 19 carries against Mandeville. Ryder DeJean will start a quarterback for the Rebels, 5-5 in the regular season. Meanwhile, Central 9-1 in the playoff victory last week against West Ouachita for their 10th. It is Central kicking off to start the game, and we are underway here from Wildcat Stadium. This kickoff will not be returned as it's in the hands of Kavion Mitchell. 1st and 10 for the Rebels, moving from right to left to start this game. Opening kickoff brought to you by AP Dotson.
Yeah. Central wants to start fast and, put your defense out there first. Try to get momentum by getting a 3-and-out here. That's what they've done repeatedly all year to start the game, and that's what they're looking for now.
From the start of the game last week, that definitely held true, forcing a fumble on the second play from scrimmage. And it is Anthony Camp's defense on the field first, facing this West Monroe offense. 1st and 10 for the Rebels. And Ryder DeJean, who's in the shotgun to start the game. Believe that's Miles in the backfield with him. First snap of the game. It's a run up the middle. Now trying to bounce it out to the right side and going back towards the middle. Defended beautifully by Central as the hit was laid by Marvin Joseph. It'll be 2nd and about 7 for the Rebels.
Did just a run play, about 3 yards on that one. Was able to fall forward for a few yards. Not bad defensively by Central up front.
That was Miles on the handoff. Over 100 yards, 138 to be exact, and a touchdown against Mandeville in the playoff victory last week. The winner of this game will get the winner of Chalmette and Neville. That game going on right now. We'll get you some updates on that throughout the broadcast. 2nd and 8 for West Monroe. It's Miles again, right side this time. Now trying to bounce it towards the middle, and it's defended beautifully by Central. Great team defense by the Wildcats as multiple black jerseys are there. Maybe a yard or two for Miles. 3rd down coming up for the Rebels.
Yeah, just a toss play to the left. Looked like they pulled a guard, tried to get a kick-out block there. Just defended really well by Central. Nothing going.
Final score of that game last week, 20-9 in a win against Mandeville. So a defensive battle last week. 3rd and 6 for West Monroe. First possession of the game. Shotgun formation for Ryder DeJean. Here's the snap. DeJean in the pocket. Throws to Miles near the line of scrimmage. He's got a block, and he's got a 1st down for the Rebels as the Wildcats get there with Mason Moore and Joseph, but not before 7 yards for the Rebels and a 1st down.
Just a well-designed play right there. Flared it out to the running back and had some room immediately.
Well-designed play by the Rebels there. 1st and 10. Needed 6. They picked up 7. So that'll move the chains to the West Monroe 30-yard line. Rebels led by head coach Kevin Davis in his first full season. Here's a snap. It's Miles once again up the middle, trying to get to the second level, but can't do it. He cannot escape the clutches of Deshad Sheridan, who makes a nice play. Maybe 2 or 3 for the Rebels. 2nd down coming up.
Sheridan's been really good all year long, just a player that kind of goes unnoticed with both the Mays brothers, but he's been a force in the middle right there for that defensive front.
Jaro is in the area as well. Bring up a 2nd and about 7 for the Rebels. First possession of the game. Central looking for their first semifinal appearance since 2009. 2nd down snap. Miles once again, 3rd carry of the day. A little more success this time. Looks like he'll be just short of that 1st down. 3rd and maybe 2 to go as Jaro finishes the play. 3rd and short coming up for the Rebels.
Yeah, it looks like it's just a heavy dose of, in between the tackles running so far, trying to establish that line of scrimmage, and they're doing a pretty good job thus far, just rattling off 3 to 5 to 7-yard pops, and Central's going to have to do something to stand up here on a 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2, Rebels just outside their own 40 as Ryder DeJean changed some things at the line of scrimmage. I formation with Miles in the backfield. Here's a snap. Here comes a Central blitz, and a nice decision by Miles to bounce it out to the left side. Got away from the traffic. Once again, they needed 2. They pick up 3, moving the chains for West Monroe.
Yeah, good cut right there and vision by Miles. He saw everybody collapsing down inside, just bounced it out left and was able to pick up enough yards for the first down.
Nice cut by Ronaldrick Booby Miles, the senior. You'll see a lot of McNeil as well, who had some success in the game last week, number 7. Although it's been all Miles here so far, 1st and 10 with Rebels after they have recorded 2 first downs running the football. Still yet to throw a pass here on this first possession. 8 minutes, 20 seconds to play in this first quarter. Ryder Deshawn takes the snap, and for the first time today, they hand it off on the left side. New running back in the game, that was McNeil, but it was defended beautifully by the Wildcats. No gain. May have lost a half yard. Second down coming up.
Yeah, just a QB read option there and gave it to his running back, trying to stretch it outside. Just well defended by the Central defense. Didn't allow him to bounce out, and everybody stayed home and got the reads right and made the tackle for a loss.
Nice job by Loop. We got credit for the tackle. Excellent regular season for Caden Loop, number 2, one of the starters in the secondary for Central here tonight. 2nd and 11, West Monroe from their own 40. Ryder Deshawn controls the snap. It's a little low, trying to get it out to his back, and he does, but nowhere to go as big KD Mays is there to take down Kadrian McNeil. 3rd and 12 coming up for West Monroe.
That's how you play it if you're a linebacker, just fighting through the block on the perimeter, making the play. Great solo effort by KD Mays.
Excellent season for Mays continues as KD, along with his brother DK, potentially playing in their last home game here tonight, barring a Chalmette upset over Neville. That would be an interesting rematch if both teams take care of business, but do not want to get too ahead of myself. First possession of the game, it's 3rd and 12 for West Monroe. They've already moved the chains twice. Let's see if they can do it here. Central showing blitz, 5-man rush for the Wildcats. DK Mays lays the hit, but the pass is in the air and it's caught. A big gain for West Monroe all the way down to the 25-yard line as the catch was made by Trez Davis. An excellent throw by Ryder Deshawn with Mays all up in his face. First down, West Monroe.
It's a really good job to hang tough right there and deliver the ball down the field, and somehow the secondary let somebody leak out behind them, which typically does not happen for the Central defense. Nonetheless, really good conversion right there by West Monroe.
Excellent play by Trez Davis to make that catch, and some stones on that play by Ryder Deshawn. 1st and 10, West Monroe at the Wildcat 27. 6 minutes, 20 seconds to play in this first quarter. Rebels knocking on the door. Here's Deshawn, fakes the handoff to McNeil, takes it himself up the middle. Nowhere to go, but a good second effort to collect some yards. May have sold him a little short on the spot, to be honest with you. It's a gain of 2, 2nd and 8 for the Rebels.
Yeah, really nothing going right there. Was able to just put his head down and keep his feet moving and fall forward for a few yards. But Central had him bottled up from the start on that play.
So just one pass on this drive here so far. It was a big play from Deshawn to Davis. And the ball now rests on the Wildcat 25, 2nd and 8. Coming up for the Rebels. Good mix of McNeil and Miles so far. Kadrian McNeil back in the game for West Monroe. Here's the snap, and it's McNeil up the middle, and he's got nowhere to go. Taken down well in the backfield. Multiple Wildcats in on the play, including Sheridan and Stewart. 3rd and long coming up for West Monroe.
Just got off the ball real quick, beat their guy up front, and were able to get into the backfield very quickly and disrupt that play from the start.
Run fits have been a lot better on the tail end of this drive. Now 3rd and 9 for West Monroe, as the Rebels just converted on a 3rd and 11 not long ago. Believe that's McNeil in the backfield. Wildcats stacking up the box. Still 8 seconds on the play clock for Deshawn. Here's the 3rd down play. McNeil on the flea flicker. That's a dangerous play. And Deshawn gets back on top of it, but he's taken down well in the backfield. Connor Scott in on the play for the Wildcats along with Deshad Sheridan. 4th down, West Monroe. Interesting play call.
Yeah, so not a bad idea, but you really have to execute that well in order for it to work. When you have a defense that's as fast and physical as Central up front, you better make sure that you do just that. And they did not on that play. Great job by the Central defense to get penetration and get a big loss.
So Wildcats defense bends a little bit, but far from broken. As the offense was out there initially, now they'll run out the special teams. Daniel Lane, the senior, handling kicking and punting duties tonight. Wildcats will counter with Stephen Rennell, who awaits it around his own 5. And not too much distance on this punt, angling towards the right. It'll bounce near the 15, and it's down at the 17-yard line. 1st and 10 for Central. Wildcats football with 3:53 left in this first quarter.
Great job by the defense to, like you said, they bent a little bit, and pretty good drive right there by West Monroe, but we're able to stand firm right there in the red zone once they got on the other side of the 50. Really kind of just put the stop to the drive there, and we're able to force the punt.
So we know that Ryder Deshawn can sling it. That was a really good pass. We'll see if Central will respect that for the rest of the game. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats now is Jackson Furman. Quarterback in Central once again, the senior, is in the shotgun to start the game. 1st and 10 Wildcats. 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen. 5-man front for West Monroe. Play fake for Jackson. Plenty of time in the pocket. Lets it go deep, middle of the field, looking for Womack, who made the adjustment, but not able to make the catch at the 40-yard line. Decent ball thrown by Jackson Furman. Excellent job in coverage by Orlando Weber and Maddox Cobe. 2nd down for the Wildcats.
Yeah, I'd say a really good ball by Jackson Furman. He made the right read over the top, had Keith and Womack streaking free one-on-one coverage, and usually that's a matchup you like, and hey, I don't mind that on play 1, trying to go for a big shot there.
So aggressive play calling from both coaching staffs so far. Can't hold anything back here in the state quarterfinals, as this is how far Central made it last year. Let's see if the Wildcats can advance further as they get to host this time. Furman in the shotgun once again, takes the snap, swings it out to Manny Williams, who makes the catch and gets a nice block, and this is great to see. Manny Williams out to the 23-yard line, gain of about 5 to set up a 3rd and manageable.
Gotta love seeing Manny Williams play football right there after a long season of going through that with the car wreck before game 1, and didn't know if he'd ever suit up again. Man, great seeing number 5 out there.
Draws a standing ovation from a sellout crowd here in Wildcat Stadium. Good representations on both sides of the stands. The West Monroe fans will travel as it's 3rd and 5 Central from their own 24. Here's Furman. He's under some pressure. He steps up in the pocket trying to get away. Good effort by Furman, who breaks free. Here comes Jackson. He's in the West Monroe territory at the 30. In a foot race near the 20. Stiff arm at the 10. Jackson Furman goes all the way. Touchdown, Wildcats. 78 yards on the scramble from Jackson Furman as Central has drawn first blood.
What a run. Individual effort right there by Jackson Furman. Just, you see the strength from the quarterback, the speed, the burst. What a play by the signal caller for Central.
Thought he was dead in the water, honestly, around the 1st down marker, but he escapes the clutches of Parker Todd, as you see on that excellent replay there, and takes it 78 yards to the house. A su casa, as I say on Sundays, Josh.
Man, and you see he knew he didn't quite have the juice to get there, and on the foot race, he almost waited for the guy, that way he could break that last tackle. You see the strength by the quarterback, man. I love watching him run the football.
TD brought to you by Keys Pro Paint and Body. This extra point, which is up and good from Nathan Zimmer, is brought to you by Ivy Construction. And with 2:55 left in the first quarter, it's Central 7 and West Monroe 0. We will take a small break and be right back. You're watching Wildcats football. Jackson Furman just scored on a 78-yard keeper, and the Wildcats lead 7-0 with 2:55 left in the first quarter. Here comes the return from Mitchell, who's across the 20, still on his feet across the 25, finally taken down by a host of Wildcats at the 27. And it's 1st and 10 for West Monroe. Good start for Central. However, Josh, you forced a 3 and out, and Jackson Furman sets the stadium on fire with that touchdown run.
Yeah, I mean, great job of the defense again, not to give up a touchdown there, and kind of stiffened once they were moving the ball a little bit. Got the ball back to your offense, and Jackson Furman takes off on a 73-yard touchdown run that you couldn't script it any better to start this game so far.
Interesting decision there to kind of hesitate before he scored and throw the stiff arm at the 15. I kind of heard the collective, "What are you doing?" from the crowd ahead of us, but it all worked out. Good job of Jackson showing his strength.
Yeah, apparently he knew what he was doing there. So.
Yes, he did. That is an experienced player who played in this very game, or this round last year. Definitely hungry for the second opportunity as it's 1st and 10 for West Monroe. Deshaun from his own 29 hands off to a new back and finding some room right side. I believe this is Trez Davis. And Davis, who had that nice catch a little earlier, gets about 6 yards on first down. Second down coming up for West Monroe.
Yeah, Trez Davis, good player with, looks like he has some speed there. So, a good gain around the corner. We're able to get some blocks on the perimeter and pick up about 6 on first down.
Bring up a 2nd and 4. I believe I've counted 2 passes for West Monroe so far on that first drive, completing both. One for a big gain and not much of anything on the other one. 2nd and 4 now. Ball in the 35. Deshaun in the shotgun again. Hands off to Miles, trying to let his blocks develop. And Ray Daedrick Miles is across the 40, down to the 42 of West Monroe, moving the chains for the Rebels.
Yeah, West Monroe's done a good job so far of blocking up front and establishing that line of scrimmage and doing some run blocking. And like you said, they've only passed the ball twice. So, you know what they want to do. They want to run the football, and they've done a pretty good job so far.
So based on that analysis, maybe not really built to come from behind. So a good start will be important for Central. They definitely accomplished that so far, 7-0, as we're under 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. 1st and 10 Rebels from their own 42, and they'll hand off to the fullback this time, and nowhere to go. A host of black jerseys there, including Stewart, with help of Connor Scott. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Rebels.
Yeah, a lot of fighting going on up front from both of these teams, and you can see that there's a battle in the trenches right now with West Monroe's offense and Central's defense. And, whoever hangs tough and wins that line of scrimmage all night is going to be the victor.
Nice job by Scott on a couple of plays so far already. 2nd and 8, West Monroe. Ball on the 44-yard line. Second offensive possession for the Rebels. Miles up the middle, nowhere to go. He's taken down near the original line of scrimmage, right on cue. That's Connor Scott, who's had a whale of a first quarter. 3rd and 10, West Monroe.
Yeah, just good job up front to kind of make the run back bounce a little bit on that play, and the backside pursuit by Connor Scott was able to catch up to him and bring him down. Good job.
Great job squeezing that down block. Nobody on him. Gets on top of the ball carrier. 3rd and 9 now for West Monroe. They do have to snap it at least one more time. 6 seconds on this play clock. Might have to burn a timeout if you're Coach Davis here. If not, it's going to be a penalty and zeros on the play clock as we speak, unless they reset it, and they did. Now 5 seconds, though. As Deshaun back to throw, here comes the Wildcat blitz, and he gets off the pass, but some miscommunication between Deshaun and Davis. The Wildcats with an excellent job on the pass rush. 4th down, West Monroe.
Yeah, just a lot of guys in his face right there, and he tried to get the ball out on a wide receiver screen. The timing was off because of the pressure, and that brings up 4th down. Great job by the defense.
Here comes another punt brought to you by Central Crossthreads. Shout out to Central Crossthreads. Really good merchandise, especially now for the wintertime. Got me a nice Central sweater. 4th down, and the punt in the air, almost blocked. That was Stoken applying some pressure. Don't think he got any contact on that ball, and it will take a West Monroe bounce. Excellent piece of punting by Daniel Lane, who pushes it all the way to the Central 7-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, went from almost being blocked to Central starting to drive, inside their own 10-yard line. So great job to flip the field if you're West Monroe.
And Josh has a word from our sponsors during this break.
This timeout's brought to you by our legacy sponsors, Carmina's Collision Center. Stay local and go see Nick and his staff for quality and expert care at Carmina's Collision Center. Central Football would also like to recognize these maroon-level sponsors: A&B General Plumbing, Bank of Zachary, CAS Roofing and Advising, DNL Electric, and Davis Law Firm. Thank you all for your support of Central Football.
Thank you, Josh, and that is the end of the first quarter. Let's take a small break as we go to the second. It is Central 7 and West Monroe 0 here in the D1 non-select state quarterfinals. We're back after this. You're watching Wildcats football. First and 10 for Central once again, backed up against their own goal line as Furman on the keeper after a nice fake takes it himself, and a good second effort to at least get some positive yards, maybe 2 or 3 for Jackson Furman, second down for Central.
Yeah, simple read play there, option read play, and Furman made the right call by pulling it and taking it upfield as the guy, the running back was covered up, and just a good job defended by West Monroe's defense.
Furman already over 80 rushing yards in the game, had that 78-yard keeper for the lone touchdown of the game so far. Now Central a 7-point lead in the football. 2nd and 7 for the Wildcats from their own 11 as Shane Brown in the game for the first time. In the shotgun with Furman. Here's Jackson, snaps a little high, but he gets it down. Now Furman takes off once again, trying to get away at the 11, but nice pursuit by West Monroe. Multiple white jerseys there, including Jock Turner, and it's going to be 3rd down for Central.
Yeah, they closed quickly that time on Furman. And I imagine after last drive, they're going to be keying on Jackson when running the ball, a little bit quicker than they were last time, because as you can see, he can hurt you with his legs.
Good effort so far by West Monroe's defense in these playoffs. Just 23 points total in those wins against Parkway and Mandeville. 3rd and 6 for Central. Ball on the Wildcats 13. Furman in an empty set. Shane Brown at the bottom as a receiver. And a flag before the play. Looks like we have some pre-snap movement against the Wildcats here as we await the call. Would think it's on the Wildcats. Yes, illegal shift / false start, 3rd and 11.
Backs him up even further there. And tough, with your own end zone looming at your back right there. But, it's something that, Jackson Furman can make every throw, out on this field. So just need to call the right play here and execute it and see if your signal caller can pick up a big first down.
Dangerous territory. Jackson Furman very scramble happy so far in the first half of this game. Some good results, some not so good. Now 3rd and 11. Maybe some confusion here as Williams a late motion. Furman in the end zone, lets it go. Middle of the field has Thomas, who bobbled it and could not hold on at the 25-yard line. Couldn't hang on initially after Furman put it on the money. Orlando Weber was in coverage for West Monroe. 4th down for Central.
Yeah, it's one KT would want to have back because he usually makes that play. Really good throw by Furman. Like you said, put it right on his chest, and just a drop by Colin Thomas, and it's a 4th down. Yeah.
Nice job by Weber in coverage. Now 4th down for Central. Had to be careful with the snap here. And this entire operation is Nathan Zimmer is around 9 yards deep in his own end zone. And he will kick it away for Central. Zimmer's kick in the air, a lot of height, not too much distance as it's angling towards the right sideline, and we'll see where they mark it out of bounds. Believe it's around the Wildcats 30, and officially they will mark this around 35, maybe closer to the 30-yard line. It is 1st and 10 for West Monroe at the Central 31, officially with 10:22 left in the second quarter, and the Wildcats leading 7-0. So some momentum created for West Monroe now.
Yeah, flipped the field and didn't get quite the punt that Zimmer typically produces for you, and now West Monroe starts to drive right there at the 31-yard line.
Margin for error. We know the further you get in the playoffs, Josh, the smaller it is. Had a big shot to get a first down there, some breathing room. That compounds with kind of a bad punt from Zimmer. And now West Monroe needs to take advantage from their point of view to try to get back in this game.
Yeah, look, they've been moving the ball really well. They got some big guys up front on this offensive line that are opening some holes, against this really good Central defense. So, that's kind of their strength versus ours, and they're doing a pretty good job so far, and now they have really, really good field position. See what they can make of it.
Renaldrick Miles back in the game for West Monroe. 1 of 3 carries for the Rebels so far. Here's the snap. New quarterback in the game for West Monroe as Miles has nowhere to go. He is swallowed up by D.K. Mays at the 34-yard line. A loss of 3 for Miles. 2nd and 13 for West Monroe.
Yeah, if you don't block D.K. Mays, then that's going to be a problem for you. You can see the guy pretty much goes untouched right there, and then running back has no shot once he gets his hands on you, man. Great play by D.K.
Nice job by the University of Houston commit. Brady Gilliott, the sophomore, relieves the junior rider Dejan at quarterback. And Gilliott, from what I've heard, a little bit more of a natural pocket passer compared to Dejan, and a timeout on the field with 9:43 left in this second quarter. It is Central 7 and West Monroe 0. Let's see if we can get a replay on that Jackson Furman touchdown run. Great start to the game for the Central offense. Couldn't pick up the third down a moment ago on that third down, but on their first offensive possession, Jackson Furman on what wasn't a designed run, Josh, but good recognition to take off here. Looked like he was dead in the water around the first down marker, and then just saw a lot of open grass and did the rest himself.
Yeah, broke a couple tackles and about 5 yards past the line of scrimmage, and then, as you can see, stiff arm at about the 10-yard line to take it in. And big play. That's been the difference in the game so far.
78 yards for Jackson on that touchdown run. Orlando Weber trying to provide a last-ditch effort for West Monroe, but not successful. And a big spot here, Josh. West Monroe got good field position, but if Central can bow up here and get the ball back, that would be huge.
Yeah, it'd be a huge stop. A great first play by DK Mays in this defense to kind of set the tone right there on this drive where West Monroe has very good field position and they're looking to capitalize.
2nd and 13 now for the Rebels as Neville leads 7-0 in the first quarter of the game against Chalmette. Winner of this game will get the winner of that game in the state semifinal. 2nd and 13, West Monroe, Brady Gilliott off the bench, in for the Rebels. Takes off up the middle, but he's got nowhere to go. He's taken down well in the backfield by Deshad Sheridan. 3rd and a mile coming up for West Monroe.
Look at Deshad Sheridan come through the line of scrimmage and lay the hit on the quarterback. Unbelievable play. Just dominated up front by the Central defense. Sheds his block, makes a big-time hit. Great play.
Excellent recognition. This Central defense playing with a lot of fire right now, Josh. Love to see it. That'll make it 3rd and 16. Officially, the Rebels, who don't love to pass, believe I've counted 3 or 4 in the game so far here tonight. Brady Gilliott in the game, new running back as well. That is Christian Ponte, the junior. On Gilliott's left hip, here's the snap. 4-man rush for the Wildcats. Gilliott steps up and throws. Dangerous pass, and double coverage is incomplete as multiple Wildcats trying to converge. That was Marvin Joseph and Stoken providing the coverage. 4th down for West Monroe.
Yeah, Stoken in coverage right there on the corner. Marvin Joseph playing it over the top at the safety position. Great job defensively in the secondary, and that one never had a shot. Great job on that drive by the Central defense to step up and force a 3 and out.
Marvin's really coming to his own on defense. We know he played both sides, a lot to start. They wanted to focus more on defense, and he's come up big the last couple of games. Is another punt in the air for Daniel Lane. It'll take a couple of bounces. Great game for Lane so far. They've already downed 1 inside the 10 and make that 2 as it is Central football, but on their own 3-yard line. Nice piece of special teams by West Monroe there, Josh.
Yeah, they're doing a great job in the punting game so far to pin Central's offense, inside the 10-yard line a couple times, and that's always tough for an offense, but, you can also look at it this way. If you can come out and march 90-plus yards down the field, talk about a momentum shift.
Exactly. And West Monroe with the big stop on defense last time out. Furman on a 78-yard touchdown has scored the lone touchdown of the game so far here tonight. Manny Williams back in the game with Jackson Furman. First action of the season for the senior back. Jackson the shotgun on 1st and 10. Hands off to Manny Williams, who's got a seam up the middle. And Manny getting pushed by his teammates on a nice second effort here. Nice job by the refs, who still haven't blown this whistle. I'll respect that. And some extra yards for Manny, who ends up picking up about 7. 2nd down for the Wildcats.
You can see the veteran running back, even though he hadn't played all season, guy knows what to do with the ball in his hands. He's patient, he picks his way through, and then he can explode through the hole. And something Central's missed all year long. Love to see him getting those touches.
2nd and 3. 7-yard gain officially for Manny Williams on the last play. He stays in the game. And Furman stays in the shotgun. Ball on the Wildcats 12 now. 7-0 lead for Central here in the state quarterfinals. Play fake Furman. Quick throw caught by Womack. Looking for block. He's across the 15. Breaks a tackle and across the 20. Keithan Womack with a stiff arm across the 40-yard line. And Keithan with a big gain of 38 officially up to the Wildcat 40-yard line. 1st down brought to you by Carmina's Collision.
Great play call by the offensive coordinator, Zach Morrison. Great job by Keithan Womack. Ball was thrown behind him. First off, making that catch was impressive, and then made a move in the open field on the perimeter there and was able to get a big gain right there on 1st down.
Told Dalton Phantom Ole. Nice move near the 20. 1st and 10 Wildcats on their own 40. Manny Williams back in the game with Furman. Play fake to Williams. Similar play this time to Thomas on the short side, but it was defended beautifully by West Monroe as Avery Lewis was in coverage and all over KT, 2nd and 11 coming up for Central.
Yeah, not much of a shot for KT right there. Just Keithan Womack was blocking on the perimeter and wasn't able to hold his block long enough for that play to spring free. Good job by the West Monroe defense.
Nice adjustment by West Monroe's D as well to bring up a 2nd and 11 now for Central. Garnett in at running back would be the 3rd ball carrier of the day for Central. As we've seen Brown, who's coming off that 100-yard performance last week, and Manny Williams getting his first snaps of the season. Now Jaden Garnett in the backfield with Furman. The fake to Jaden. Furman keeps it himself, now takes it up the middle, and Jackson across the 45, officially down to the 46 to get it a little bit closer. Gain of 6 for Furman, who's already approaching 100 rushing yards. 3rd and 4 for Central.
No, I like the play call. You know, Jackson Furman can run the ball. He's a strong runner. Gets about 6-7 yards on 2nd down, get you a 3rd and short, 3rd and manageable there, and now you have a full playbook if you're offensive coordinator, Zach Morris.
Curious to see how aggressive they'd be here on 4th down. It's 3rd and 4. Ball to Central 46. Furman with 3 seconds on the play clock. Needs to hurry up here. Puts Williams in motion. And here's Jackson on a play fake. Lets it go off his back foot, and that's incomplete. A little short of Keithan Womack. The fans asking for a flag. Not going to get one. 4th down for the Wildcats.
Looks like they were setting up a screen to Tyron Williams right there, and Williams was saying that he was being held, but did not get the flag from the ref. So 4th down, and Central will punt it away.
So no flag there, much to the dismay of the crowd who saw what he was clamoring for, but no flag from the referee. And now Nathan Zimmer on the field for the 2nd time, trying to pin West Monroe deep. That is Fulmar, I believe, back deep for West Monroe. Nice punt by Zimmer, angling towards the left. It's caught at the 20. Here comes the return, and a nice play on special teams made by K.D. Mays at the 19-yard line. 1st and 10, West Monroe inside their own 20.
Who else than K.D. Mays making a big play on special teams? Obviously, we know what he does on the defensive side of the ball, but whenever you have a guy like that, captain of this defense, running down the field on special teams and making these plays, man, that's a leader right there. And you know, Central didn't score on that drive, but it's a positive to be able to flip the field because the past couple possessions, West Monroe has started, you know, really, really close to their end zone, and we were really far away. So, you know, we were able to flip the field there. Good punt by Zimmer and good play by KD.
Great analysis, Josh. It is 1st and 10, West Monroe from their own 19. That last punt brought to you by Central Crossthreads. As new quarterback in the game for the Rebels. Instead, they hand it off right side and nowhere to go for the back. Defended nicely by Central. Jake Jarrow in there to make the play with some help from Stewart. 2nd down coming up West Monroe.
Yeah, just a good job up front. Looks like Central is, you know, since giving up a few plays were, you know, 7-8 yards a pop on those first couple drives, you know, they've kind of stiffened up front and been able to make plays up near the line of scrimmage.
Camden Rankin in the play as well for Central. Wildcats will get it to start the 3rd quarter. Credit West Monroe's defense, who's kept them in this game so far, as a play fake. And now trying to take off to the left side, but nowhere to go for the new quarterback. That is Luke Valerie. Multiple Wildcats in on the play, including Mays. 3rd and long coming up for West Monroe.
Yeah, this defense is getting after it. Watch this as they get off the ball here. You see he wants to roll out. Not sure if this is a designed run, but just absolutely nowhere to go. Defense all over him.
Luke Valerie as KD and DK all over him like Mario and Luigi. And those guys have been a lot of fun to watch play.
Yeah, both brothers getting in on that action, on that play. Now it sets them up for a 3rd and 15. And I imagine Anthony Camp will dial something up here, or we'll see. Maybe he drops people back, but I'd love to see him get after the quarterback.
Crowd is getting loud. It's been a festive environment. Had to turn up our audio level a little bit ahead of this game, and they're on their feet here for 3rd and 15. And a timeout called by head coach Kevin Davis. 4:47 left in this first half. It is Central 7 and West Monroe 0. 3rd and 14 coming up for the Rebels as Josh has a word from our sponsors.
This timeout's brought to you by our loyal sponsors, Ivy Construction. Ivy Construction is a premier supplier of site fill and aggregates in the Baton Rouge area. Our high capacity and high volume allows us to handle large-scale projects with ease. We have extensive selection of materials to choose from: dirt, clay, sand, river silt, limestone, topsoil. pipe, bedding, and gravel, and all can be picked up or delivered directly to you. Central Football would also like to recognize these maroon-level sponsors: Maughan Law Firm, Oak Point, Patterson Construction Group, Ross Downing Buick GMC, Signature Custom Cabinets. Thank you all for your support of Central Football.
Thank you, Josh, and thanks to all of our wonderful sponsors. Really fun to get to do this. Me and Josh have a great time. They've invested a lot in this program, including into this broadcast, so very grateful to everybody who has made this wonderful season possible for the Wildcats. 3rd and 14 now for West Monroe. Ball on the Rebel 15. Valerie rolls out, or excuse me, this is Gilead throwing a pass to the opposite side, and a nice play design. This is going to be a first down for the Rebels all the way across the West Monroe 40 as the catch was made by Caden Willis on a beautiful play design. Gain of about 30, moving the chains for West Monroe.
Yeah, really good play call, good execution. Just roll to your right and set up the screen back to your left-hand side and fooled the Central defense as nobody was there, able to pick up a big first down.
Nice job by Willis, the senior, to move the chains for his team. Now 1st and 10 West Monroe is Gilead back in at quarterback. He's alternated with Deshaun and Valerie, who normally plays receiver. Miles back in the backfield for West Monroe. Gilead on the play fake, trying to get away from Jaro. He's got a man wide open at the 40, and it's caught. Now breaking away from the defense. Big play for West Monroe inside the 10, and a touchdown for the Rebels. Luke Valerie, who we just mentioned, pulls in the pass, finds some open room, and West Monroe can tie the game with the extra points.
Yeah, just a couple good plays back-to-back there, and fooled the Central defense. A blown coverage, somebody leaked out of the backfield there and ran a rail route up the sideline, and nobody was home to cover him. And give credit to the West Monroe offense and play calls there as they executed really well on that drive.
Luke Valerie takes it in from 60 yards out, and the Rebels for now have silenced Wildcat Stadium. They could tie the game with an extra point. As we await the snap, Gilead to hold. Extra point in the air. Some pressure applied by the Wildcats, but it is still good. Nice kick by Hunter Fox. And with 4 minutes, 2 seconds left in this first half, it's Central 7, West Monroe 7. We'll be back after this small break. You're watching Wildcats football. Flying by, but credit the Rebels of West Monroe. They were backed up. It was 3rd and 15. This stadium was on its feet going crazy, but they get the big first down conversion to Caden Willis, and then Luke Valerie with the 60-yard score, and we are tied here in Central.
Yeah, before this drive, just a heavy dose of run, and Central defense started to step up front and stop that, and they started to kind of pin their ears back and get aggressive. Well, West Monroe saw that and countered with a couple screen plays and a little bit of misdirection, leaking the guy out the backfield there on that touchdown pass. Really good job by their play caller over there, and great execution by their offense.
I've been impressed with the play calling, all the movement, guys playing multiple positions, misdirection, throwing at the opposite side. It's been some good football, honestly, from the Rebels. Let's see if the Central defense can make some adjustments. Short kickoff here as a knuckleball is fielded by the Wildcats, and Sheridan looking for some space. Deshad Sheridan is down to the 39 of Central. Good field position for the Wildcats. 1st and 10, big possession with 3:57 left in this first half.
Yeah, pretty good field position to start right here for Central. Like I said, big possession right here right before the half. Would be great to march down the field about 60 yards and punch it in for 6.
Would like to see some good running of the football here, Josh. Furman's done some good improvising, but with the traditional running backs between the tackles, it would be nice to see Central have some more success.
Yeah, a little inconsistent so far. We've had some good runs and some good plays, but you need to piece together a consistent drive and march it down the field here.
Manny Williams back in the game for Central. According to the Advocate, he was supposed to be on a 15-play limit. Back in the game. 1st and 10. Furman back in the gun with Manny. It's an option, a pitch to Williams, looking for blocks. He is across the 40. Good cut by Williams to get some more yards all the way to the Central 46. Gain of about 6. Good yards per carry clip so far for Manny Williams, 2nd and 4 Wildcats.
Got good play all around there on 1st down, pick about 6 yards. Good job by Manny Williams catching the option pitch and taking it upfield.
Wildcats in the quarterfinals for the 2nd straight year. It had been 10 years prior to Coach Semino's arrival that they made it that far, but second season for Coach Semino, second quarterfinal appearance for Central, looking to punch their ticket to the semis for the first time since 2009. As Furman back in the gun, 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Believe that is Womack. Furman takes the snap, hands back off to Williams, and Manny with positive yards right on top of the Wildcat logo, taking down maybe 2 yards shy of that first down. 3rd and 2 coming up for Central, under 3 minutes to play in the first half.
Yeah, and this is a big 3rd and 2 right here. You want to keep these chains moving. You want to keep this drive going, and this is a big down early in this game.
Huge play as both teams have 2 timeouts remaining in this first half. Central will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter, but as Josh said, a big spot here as it's 3rd and 2. Furman in the gun. Williams in motion. Here's Furman. QB power. He'll take it himself, and Furman on the second effort, very close to that first down marker. Will depend on the spots, and the bat judge says first down Wildcats. I say brought to you by Carmina's Collision.
Yeah, needed 2 right there, and just put the ball in your quarterback's hand. He's a good, strong runner. Take it right up the middle of the field, and was able to lower his shoulder and get about 2.5, 3 yards.
And Coach Morris and company have really found something with Jackson running the football in the second half of the season. Feel like it's opened up the rest of his game.
Absolutely. Look, whenever you're a threat to run the football, that's only going to open everything else up, downfield and in the passing game.
1st and 10 Wildcats. Williams back in the game with Furman. Jackson in the gun. Steps up into the pocket, lets it go. Deep pass, middle of the field, and he overshoots Keith and Womack, who was in triple coverage but had some steps away from the secondary. 2nd and 10 for Central.
Yeah, a little miscommunication. I believe Furman was thinking Womack was going to kind of run a little bit more vertical rather than take it across the middle of the field, but nonetheless, ball falls to the turf, and it's 2nd and 10.
Yep, you're on the money. He just pointed up the field as he was yelling at Keithan, so we'll see if they get hit on it the next time. 28-yard touchdown pass last week from Furman to Keithan. Now that'll bring up a 2nd and 10. Ball right on the Wildcat logo at the 50-yard line. Furman in the gun, 5-man rush from West Monroe. Jackson lets it go, and incomplete near the 35. Maybe some more miscommunication as Womack nor Williams were out of their break when Furman let it go. 3rd down for the Wildcats.
Yeah, ball kind of thrown into no man's land there. Not sure where that was supposed to be going or where the receiver was supposed to be running, but nonetheless brings up a 3rd and 10 here at the 50-yard line.
Can't be sloppy now. See if the Wildcats can make up for it here. 3rd and 10. 1:55 left in the first half. Williams in motion towards the top. Here's Furman trying to dump off a screen. Caught by Womack at the 50. Looking for blocks, and he can't get away at the 46. What a hit laid on by the linebacker, Parker Todd, to force the 4th down. It'll be 4th and 6 Central from the West Monroe 46. Decision time for Coach Semino.
Yeah, we'll see what they decide to do. Right, tried to set up a little tunnel screen. Not a bad idea, on 3rd and long, and just played well by the defense of West Monroe.
Timeout on the field with 1:37 left in this first half. And Josh, to give my voice a break, has a word from our sponsors.
This timeout is brought to you by our loyal sponsors, AP Dotson Home Builders. AP Dotson is a family of residential construction home builders in Baton Rouge, Central, Zachary, and beyond with generations of experience. Our goal is to construct quality new construction homes that build lifelong happiness for you and yours. Whether you're looking for new neighborhoods in Baton Rouge area or to build from scratch on the outskirts of town, AP Dotson is your builder. Central Football would also like to recognize these maroon level sponsors: T3 Electrical Solutions, Trade Construction, Zachary Farm Bureau, and Zor Baptist Church. Thank you all for your support of Central Football.
Thank you, Josh. 1 minute, 37 seconds left in this first half. It is a 7-7 tie between West Monroe and Central here in the D1 non-select Louisiana State quarterfinals. Great game so far, and a big spot for Central here, Josh. 4th and 6, and it could be a pooch punt, so maybe not for sure they're going for it, but offense is on the field.
When you have a defense like Central, it allows you to kind of go for it in these situations. We'll see what Zach Morris draws up here.
Big play, 4th and 6 Wildcats in West Monroe territory. And a flag before the play. Looks like we have some movement. We await the call from the referee. False start on the Wildcats, and that changes everything.
Yeah, that hurts right there. Now I imagine they'll be punting the ball away.
See if we can see who flinched here. Maybe on the very end of the offensive line. Somebody may have clapped their hands. Trouble seeing who that is, but believe that was cause for the infraction. And that'll bring up 4th and 11 Offense still out there. Watch out for the pooch punt from Jackson. They ran that well throughout these playoffs. Williams in the game at running back. 2 receivers each side, 4th and 11 for Central. Now Williams up to the front, which implies it will be a punt, and here is Jackson. Putting in the air, no return for West Monroe. Nice punt by Furman, taking a couple Wildcat bounces inside the 5. They will let it keep going all the way to the West Monroe 4-yard line. 1st and 10 Rebels with 1:26 left in the shadow of their own end zone.
Great job right there by Jackson Furman just to get that off and get it down the field. It's exactly what you wanted to have happen.
That punt brought to you by Central Crossdreads. It is 1st and 10 West Monroe, 96 seconds left in the first half. Josh, big spot. If you're the Wildcats, you'd love to get a quick stop and maybe create a 2-for-1 with you getting the ball to start the third quarter. But either way, huge couple of snaps here.
Yeah, still looking for that first big turnover of this game. You know, Central defense is aggressive, and West Monroe last drive did a really good job of catching this aggressive defense off guard. Got to keep everything in front of you, still read your keys, but you still got to play aggressive and get after the quarterback.
Well said. Maybe throw some of this West Monroe timing off. As it's 1st and 10, Gilliott is under center. Miles in the backfield. Here's the pitch out to Booby Miles. He'll try the left side, get some good blocks and some breathing room for West Monroe as Miles stays on his feet. He's all the way down to the Rebel 19, a big gain of about 14 yards for West Monroe to move the chains.
Yeah, just got outside, outflanked us out there, pinned us in on the perimeter of the line, and were able to get that pitch to Miles, and he had plenty of room once he got the ball in his hands.
Nice job by Booby Miles. Get out of bounds to stop the clock. 1 minute, 17 seconds remaining. 2 timeouts remaining for each team. Gilliott back under center. Miles back there in the I formation. Here's the snap. It's Miles up the middle. This time he's got nowhere to go. Excellent penetration from Central as they get him about 3 yards deep into backfield. Nice job there by Scott Smith Sr., who forced a fumble last week. And it'll be 2nd and 11. Timeout West Monroe with 1 minute, 10 seconds remaining.
West Monroe has had more success on the perimeter, whether it be run plays or wide receiver screens or throwback screens or whatever it is. But running at the teeth of the Central defense hadn't been exactly how they've gotten all the yards so far. So, if you're Central, keep doing what you're doing up front. If you're on the perimeter of this defense, maybe read your keys and understand that they're going to try to catch you off guard. And you got to stay home and make good plays in space on the perimeter.
Good analysis. And offensively for Central, feels like they maybe need to make some adjustments too, because everything you just said, I feel like you can kind of apply to Central as well. Can't get much going between the tackles. Some good play designs to Womack and Thomas near the line of scrimmage to get them in space, but feels like eventually they're going to have some more success running that football.
Yep, look, it all comes down to the trenches and winning the battle up front. And, a lot of these games, as you can see with both of these teams, a lot of the blocking happens on the perimeter, spring from some of these receivers free or these running back screens free. But, whoever's going to win at the point of contact, whether it be inside the tackles or on the perimeter, is going to win this football game.
2nd and about 11 coming up for West Monroe. 1 timeout left for each team, so says the scoreboard. Gilliott in the gun with Miles. Trips down to the bottom. Here's Gilliott. Sets up a quick screen to Valerie. He'll throw it back to Gilliott on the other side, and he drops it. Is that a forward pass? The referee says yes, and that is a shame for Brady Gilliott, who would have had some room there, but the pass falls to the turf. Luckily for Central, 3rd down for West Monroe.
West Monroe throwing everything at the Central defense. They know how good the defense is and had this one set up, but the QB just drops it right in the breadbasket, and he had some room in front of him there.
Maybe I'm not giving Scott Smith Jr. enough credit. May have been able to track him down from behind, but either way, good result for Central as it stops the clock as well with 63 seconds left in this first half, and a tough situation for West Monroe, although the Rebels have picked up a couple of these. 3rd and 10. Gilliott gives to Miles up the middle. Booby Miles with a burst. 2nd effort is a 1st down for the Rebels all the way across the West Monroe 40 and down to the 43 of the Rebels. A big 21-yard gain officially by Miles is ruled down at the 41.
Yeah, just a good job. Looked like they pulled a guard across the line of scrimmage. Good kick-out block. Blocked it well up front and sprung him for about 20 yards.
Under a minute to play. Rebels taking a little bit to get lined up. Gilliott back in the shotgun with Miles. Gilliott back to throw. Quick pass caught by Miles at the 40, and he's taken down at the 38 by Marvin Joseph. Clock live with under 36 seconds. Looks like Central now going to use their last timeout with 35 seconds left in the first half.
Great job by Marvin Joseph coming up, making that play in space. But it's looking like this Central defensive line is starting to recognize these screens a little bit more. They understand what this offense is throwing at them, trying to slow them down and slow that pass rush down. Just have to recognize it up front. You know, if someone lets you go, then you know it's not right. Redirect and track back toward that screen play.
Shout out to Ochsner Sports Medicine, bringing you all injury and hydration timeouts tonight. Also shout out to Dr. Jerry Burnham and Dr. Sean Bradley as well, who are providing world-class care to student athletes of all sports, whether it's before, during, or after the game. The Ochsner Andrews Sports Medicine team here in Baton Rouge ensures our athletes perform at their peak. Their sports medicine team diligently works to get our athletes back into the game swiftly and safely. Learn more at ochsner.com/sportsmedicine. And just from up here, Josh, seems like the training staff did a great job this year. Wildcats relatively healthy really all season.
Yeah, they had. Look, the staff all the way through does a great job for Central. They have the best guys in place for that and keeping these kids healthy and keeping them good routines and, good sleep patterns. I know they track all that stuff. So shout out to Central and the entire staff for doing such a great job with these players.
Shout out to everybody joining us on YouTube. Over 1.5K on the live viewers. Watching a great one so far. 2nd and 15. Here's Gilliott. Gives to Miles on the delayed handoff. A nice job by Jaro to stay home. He got some late help by Connor Scott. 3rd and 10 coming up for West Monroe. 25 seconds to play.
A pretty good play call there. Good job by Central to sniff it out.
Here's Gilliott once again on a pump fake. Tries to get away from Sheridan. Does, and now he's taken down hard at the 40. That is how you set the tone to end the first half as K.D. Mays laid the hit, or Marvin Joseph, I should say, laid the hit. And 10 seconds left. Central, I believe, or West Monroe is going to use their last timeout. The Wildcats will, excuse me.
I think you're going to see Marvin Joseph playing in an SEC school in a few years. The guy is a very good talent. Only a sophomore, can play both sides of the football, speed, size. He can do it all.
Yes, sir. And I like this decision here by Coach Simino. Use your last timeout, 10 seconds remaining. We know they've been very successful with the pump block unit this year. Stoken himself, I believe, has 4 this season. And if you want any prayer or points, you either need to set up a return or pull off a block here late in the first half.
Yeah, we'll see what if they want to try to send the house here after this punt or maybe set up a return. Pretty good job by Stephen Rennell all year returning punts.
Great game so far. Both defenses with a world-class effort so far. Central's lone score coming on a 78-yard scramble from Jackson Furman. And West Monroe getting to the end zone from 60 yards out as Luke Valerie caught the pass from Caden Willis on a trick play, and that's where we stand so far, 7-7 with 10 seconds remaining. It will be Wildcat football to start the second half, but big play here. 4th and 10. It is Daniel Lane, I should say, in for West Monroe. Cleats on the 25-yard line. Stephen Rennell back deep for the Wildcats, who are showing some pressure. 4th and 10. Wildcats send the house. They get the punt off. Mays was lurking, but a nice job by West Monroe. And Daniel Lane to get it off, and it's going to bounce a couple of times down at the 37. 3 seconds left. You would think the Wildcats will just kneel it out here.
Yeah, and they obviously try to create a block scenario there. Good job up front by West Monroe to block their guys and keep them off the punter.
3 seconds left in this first half. It is Central 7, West Monroe 7. The winner of this game will get the winner of Chalmette and Neville. Gilliott was the quarterback. Thanks for the pronunciation correction there, YouTube. 1st and 10 as Furman will take a knee. And that's all she wrote here in the first half. It is a good one here from Wildcat Stadium in the quarterfinal round of the D1 Louisiana State Playoffs. It is Central 7 and West Monroe 7 as we get a final look at the stats here, Josh. Pretty even first half, at least statistically. Both teams' defenses really bringing it. Central with just 14 passing yards in the first half and made up for a little bit of that with that 78-yard run from Jackson Furman. 130 pass yards for West Monroe. Most of those coming on a handful of plays as well. Central out-rushing West Monroe so far, 98-70. Really good one, really competitive one here so far on Wildcat Stadium.
Yeah, if Central wants to win this game, they're going to have to start connecting on some of those intermediate to downfield passing plays. Had some opportunities earlier in this game, just couldn't execute.
It is 7 for Central and 7 for West Monroe as we head to the halftime break here at Wildcat Stadium. Mario Jerez along with Josh Johns. We'll be back in a little bit with the third quarter of play. You're watching Wildcats football.
Wildcat Nation, please welcome to the field your CHS Kittens, Cheer, Silks, and Drumline.
name is Casey Basso. I teach at Tanglewood Elementary. I'm a first grade math, science, and social studies teacher. This is my 16th year teaching and in the district. My favorite thing about teaching first grade is just the kids who are in class, and when we're doing something and they get excited, they ask me, can we have a challenge? I want a challenge. I want to know more. And which I think is so cool for first graders. And I tell people all the time that young kids like this, they can rule the world because they just have such good energy for learning and for being in the classroom. And they ask me, I want a challenge. I want something more. And I love that about first graders.
I'm Christy Barker. I teach at Central Intermediate School. As the librarian at Central Intermediate, I've been able to inspire not only our students, but our staff with the programming we do. Our staff gets involved with the Million Word Challenge and the 40 Book Challenge and Battle of the Books. It's our first year we're doing a Battle of the Books. So it's important that our students see our teachers as reader leaders, and that the community itself is attaching themselves to this love of reading, and it's going to trickle down into the kids and hopefully build a love and a joy for reading. Having the opportunity to reach our students and reach our staff and our community, and everyone embraces this love of learning, this love of literacy, that truly is the coolest thing about teaching in Central.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
I'm Wendy Watts.
And I'm Kendall Wingate.
And we love teaching in Central. Well, we met at Wildcat 101.
Yes, I was so nervous because I didn't know anybody in the district.
I've actually been in Central all my life, but I didn't really know anyone either, but we ended up at the same school.
On the same team.
And
thankfully.
I mean, we've been best friends ever since. I mean, we really connected really quickly.
Teaching is so demanding no matter where you're at, but you want to be somewhere that you love coming to work every day. And Bellingrath is the happiest school on earth because Central is so supportive to us and what we do.
Yeah, they definitely help you grow and give you the skills that you need to be everything you need for your students.
Greetings once again here from Wildcat Stadium. Mario Jerez alongside Josh Johns. We are just about ready for the third quarter of play here in the Louisiana State quarterfinal. Pretty even first half, at least statistically, Josh. The Wildcats with just 14 pass yards, but they do outrush West Monroe 98-70. Some big pass plays for the Rebels resulted in 130 pass yards in the first and second quarter. Good one so far tonight. Let's see who can step up in the second half and punch their ticket to the semifinals.
No, you can argue that West Monroe kind of dominated that first half. You look at the stats, and yeah, a lot of their yards came on some trickery and some throwbacks and caught Central's defense off guard there. Never really just took the ball and drove down the field. But at the same time, you know, they're winning the game right now in time of possession. It's 17-7. You know, Central's offense has to have some sustainable drives and go down and punch it in. Keep the defense off the field a little bit. Let them catch their breath.
To your point, that rushing total for Central, a little smoke and mirrors because you got 70-plus on one play. So let's see if the Wildcats can get the run game going a little bit more in the second half. They will start the third quarter with the football, so an opportunity to do that right off the bat. On the tee for Hunter Fox. And we are underway here in the third quarter from Wildcat Stadium as this will dribble. Did it stay in bounds? West Monroe was on top of the football inside the Central 30, but they say it was out of bounds first, so it will stay, thankfully, with the Wildcats. A near scare here to start the second half, but it is Central football from their own 36-yard line.
Wow, just a line drive kickoff there, and Central defender stuck out his hand and got a piece of it, which you don't really want to do. Ball flared out toward the sideline, and West Monroe's guy ran down the field, recovered it, but was out of bounds before he could retain possession.
Ooh. Cats taking over from their own 36 officially. Jackson Furman had that big 78-yard run in the first quarter for the Wildcats' lone touchdown. High snap to Furman. He's in the pocket. He's feeling some heat. Lets it go, middle of the field, and almost stuck it in there to Watson at the 45-yard line, but it was defended nicely by West Monroe. Nice job by Weber. Besides that stiff arm from Furman, Weber's played a hell of a game so far. Second down for Central.
Yeah, great coverage right there. Orlando Weber or Weber. But good job in the secondary. Really nowhere to go, just tight coverage, and was able to get his hand in there and get the PBU.
Second and 10. Wildcats draw up a pass on the first play. Now second down with Manny Williams still in the game. Jackson Furman at quarterback. Two receivers at the top, including Kylan Thomas, one at the bottom. Second and 10 Wildcats. Here's Furman. Hands off to Manny Williams, looking for a room up the middle. Doesn't have much. Still lunges forward up to the 40. Gain of about 3, maybe 4 on the play. Third down coming up for the Wildcats.
Yeah, just wanted to get some positive yards there on second down to create a little bit more of a manageable third down here. We'll see what Zach Morris draws up here on third and about 6.
Third down for the Wildcats. First possession of this third quarter. Opportunity for the West Monroe defense to get off the field here. 4 on the line for the Rebels. Jackson Furman back in the shotgun. Here's Jackson against the Rebels blitz. Escapes to his left with a pump fake. Now Furman in some trouble. Gets away from one tackler. Can't get away from the second. Good team defense by West Monroe as Furman is in the turf at the 35-yard line. Fourth down for Central.
Yeah, just tried to roll Furman out to his left and really just had nowhere to go with the football. Good pursuit backside by the defensive line of West Monroe, and we're able to take Furman down behind the line of scrimmage.
Another punt brought to you by Central Crossthreads. Coming up here is this West Monroe defense playing with a lot of confidence. They held Mandeville to just 9 points, the 5th-seeded Skippers, in the game last week, and a lot of success so far here in Central. Zimmer gets it off. Booming punt. England towards the middle of the field. Fair catch is called for and made at the 28-yard line. First and 10 West Monroe from there with 10:27 left in this third quarter. It is Rebel football after a good start on defense.
Yeah, big possession here. Good punt by Zimmer to pin them down around their 30. And this defense for Central is going to have to come out and get off the field, get the ball back to your offense.
And the Wildcats not much success running the football so far, Josh, and you have to wonder if we'll see a little bit more of Shane Brown here in the third quarter. We've seen a lot of the signed runs for Furman. We've seen Williams get some touches, and Williams looks very healthy, which is a good thing. Let's see if 24 is a little bit more involved starting on the next drive. Now first and 10 for the Rebels, as it's Brady Gio, the sophomore, under center. Gives to the fullback, and a good second effort here from West Monroe, as this will be a gain of about 6. Nice job there by Caden Willis on the second effort. Maybe picked up 7, second down for the Rebels.
Yeah, it looked like Central's defense had them bottled up at the line of scrimmage. Just the push from the offensive line, and running back kept on his feet, and good job to get about 7 yards on a play that didn't look like it was going to go anywhere.
That'll make it a 2nd and 3. So the Rebels creating some momentum right out the locker room break. They get a stop on defense, and now offensively, here they come. It's a run up the middle once again. Same play to Willis, and Caden is going to have enough for a West Monroe first down here. So 2 runs for Willis to move the chains for the Rebels. Having some success with that fullback dive to start this third quarter.
Yeah, just trying to establish the run just like they did to start the game. You know, they want to dominate the line of scrimmage. You can see that's their game plan, and you know, they have some screens and some throwbacks and some other plays that will keep this defense off guard, but that's really what they want to do, is run the football.
1st and 10 for the Rebels. From their own 40, here's Miles, right side, now towards the middle, trying to get away and can't. Nice job by Jake Jarrow to take him down by his legs. Gain of 2, second down West Monroe.
A good job by Jarrow and also by Caden Luke coming up and playing that from a safety position. Keep that run right there at the line of scrimmage.
Jake Jarrow continues his excellent season for the Wildcats. Nice tackle there on the season. Jarrow with 24 solo tackles. 2nd and 8, West Monroe. Ball rests on the 42, Brady Gio still in at quarterback. Willis at fullback, Miles at tailback. Here's Gio rolling out, pass to the middle of the field. Is it intercepted? Stephen Rennell got 2 hands under it, and it's Wildcats football at the 47-yard line. Stephen Rennell snatches the momentum right back for the Wildcats, who have it 1st and 10.
Great play by Stephen Rennell. You can see him make the read on this. Makes the break, breaks fast, gets in front of the wide receiver there and snags it, controls it to the ground. Great job right there by number 10.
No doubter. Boosie on the speakers here at Wildcat Stadium. The momentum is back with the home team. You can see that is another interception for Stephen Rennell. And the Wildcats with good field position, 1st and 10 from the central 47-yard line. And on cue, Shane Brown in the game of running back. Jackson Furman, quarterback in the Wildcats, puts a man in motion. That is Adam Cullen. Now Jackson fakes to Brown, keeps it himself. Furman gets away from the first wave of West Monroe defenders, and a nice second effort from Jackson Furman. Gets it to the 47, a gain of 6, second down for Central.
Good pull read right there by Jackson Furman. Gets upfield for about 7 yards on 1st down. Got some momentum going off that turnover.
So a great start for West Monroe defensively, but their offense gives it right back as Stephen Rennell picks it off for the Wildcats. And now Central on the Rebel side of the field, 2nd and 6 from the West Monroe 47. Same formation, Furman and Shane Brown. Here's the snap. It's Brown up the middle, looking for blocks. Shane Brown across the 45 and close to another Central 1st down. He's got it on a gain of 7, moving the chains. Brought to you by Carmina's Collision.
There's Shane Brown for you, a guy that's been so big for Central late in this season. Wasn't eligible till later in the season and has come in and provided this offense a much-needed spark at the running back position.
The Catholic High transfer, who Coach Simino knows really well, has provided a spark for the Wildcats in the second half of this season and did so on that last run, 7 yards and a 1st down. Furman from the shotgun again, this time on a play fake. Jackson, plenty of time in the pocket, lets it go towards the end zone, and it is incomplete. Almost intercepted. Great coverage by Zach Fulmer, who was step for step by Tyron Williams. Furman may have needed to put a little bit more air under that one. 2nd down for the Wildcats.
Yeah, just slightly underthrown. Williams had a step on the defender and tried to come back to it and high point it and wasn't able to bring it down.
I like the call. Excellent defensive play made by Fulmer. And don't mind the aggressiveness. Now 2nd and 10 for Central.
That was a great play call. Like you said, you know, he was open, had a step on him and tried to come back and make the play, just couldn't quite bring it down.
2 receivers to the bottom, Garnett and Thomas. Shane Brown in the backfield with Furman. Here's Jackson in the pocket with some time, lets it go, and coming back for it was Thomas, but not able to get the catch. The timing really off for the Wildcats on the last few offensive possessions. Credit Avery Lewis, who was in there to break up the pass. Third down for Central.
Just inconsistent offensively, good ball right there by Furman, and if you're receivers, you gotta pick your quarterback up and make those plays that you've made all year. You've made much tougher plays than that all year, so that's something that you got to have if you're this receiving corps.
So both routes there on the shots on first and second down, but Furman not able to deliver the football, and now 3rd and 10 for the Wildcats. Let's see if they're in 2-down territory here. With Brown in the backfield. 4 men in the box for West Monroe. Here's Central, 4-man blitz for the Rebels. Furman rolls out, lets it go on a rope, and it's incomplete. Williams was in the area along with Thomas, but great coverage provided by the Rebels as Fulmer and Orlando Weber were in coverage. 4th down for the Wildcats, and here comes the special teams unit.
Yeah, it's a good job by the secondary of West Monroe on that drive, and Wildcats cannot capitalize off the turnover from Stephen Rennell.
Man, had good field position, but not able to do anything with it as the drive stalls near the West Monroe 40. And Zimmer, who's pinned them inside their 10-yard line twice in this game already, trying to do so again. Snap a little high. Zimmer controls it. Here's the punt, angling towards the middle of the field. Fair catch is called for and made at the 8-yard line by Zach Fulmer. 1st and 10, West Monroe with 7 minutes left in the third quarter. We are tied at 7 here from Wildcat Stadium in the Louisiana State quarterfinals.
Yeah, and another quick 3-and-out from this offense. Again, we noted time of possession, highly favored West Monroe in the first half, and this offense the offensive Central needed to sustain some of these drives and try to march the ball down the field, keep your defense off the field, and weren't able to do that again.
So each team has touched it so far in the third quarter. Second offensive possession for West Monroe, taking off from their own 8 right against the Central student section. Let's see if the students can provide some buzz for the defense here. 1st and 10. Here's Gio on the pitch to Miles, running right side, and he's got nowhere to go. That was Loop, and Mays making the play on the new running back. That was Kadrian McNeil. 2nd and 9 coming up for West Monroe.
It's great pursuit by this defense. Toss play to the left there, and you can see a host of black jerseys around that football. That's what you want to see if you're defensive coordinator Anthony Camp.
McNeil, 72 yards and a touchdown in that win last week against Mandeville. 2nd and 10 now for West Monroe. Brady Gio in the shotgun. He's taken all the snaps since late in the second quarter. In the backfield once again, here's Gio rolling out to his right. He's got a man that is caught and taken down near the 17-yard line. Another catch for Trez Davis, who had that long bomb in the first quarter. It's going to be 3rd and about 3 for West Monroe.
Yeah, good execution on that play. Just looks like a simple out route. Get the ball in Trez Davis's hands, and he was able to make a guy miss and get upfield for about 8 yards on that play. Gives him 3rd and short.
Stewart in on the tackle for the Wildcats. 3rd and 3. Need to get right outside the West Monroe 20 to move the chains here. Gio with Miles in the backfield. Here's the snap. It's a fullback dive, and on the second effort, it's Willis. Don't think he got there, at least not on first glance, and they will rule him down at the 18. Excellent job by the Central defensive line, and Jaro, who got in there late on the play. 4th and short coming up for West Monroe.
A good stop by the defense. Going to be 4th and inches here, or they might measure this.
Let's see. Initially, I didn't think it was very close, to be honest with you. They need to get not quite to the 20, just outside of it. From here, it doesn't look like he has it, but we await the measurement. Nice job by the Central D to bow up there as he was trying to push forward for a first down yardage. .528 left in this third quarter. They are measuring this last play. Looks like he's just short. 4th and less than a yard. Decision time for head coach Kevin Davis. Would be a risky play if he leaves his offense out there.
I imagine he's going to go for it.
I would think so too. You've come this far, 5-5 season, 2 wins against higher seeded teams, both on the road. I would imagine by taking risks like this. Okay, remeasuring this. Got to be absolutely sure. Nice job by the officials in this game so far. I know we had some controversial calls in the quarterfinal matchup last year, but fortunately none of that so far here. So 4th down and less than a yard. Coach Kevin Davis leaving the offense out there. This would be a huge stop for the Wildcats. Kadrian McNeil in the backfield. I formation behind Caden Willis, who's at the fullback position. He's gotten a couple carries here in his second half. They are on their feet here in Wildcat Stadium, supporting the defense. Gio under center. He'll take it himself on the QB sneak, and on the second effort, we'll wait and see. Say the ball is out as well, as he's shy of the 20-yard line. This is all going to depend on the spot. Both teams pointing the other direction, and they say it's short. Wildcats football from around the 20. Multiple black jerseys stop the quarterback Brady Gio on the keeper, and Central gets a huge stop. Another turnover brought to you by Louisiana Turf Company.
I believe that was a fumble, Mario. Looked like he lost the handle on the snap there, and ball was out. Central defense recovers it. Huge stop right there. Sets up Central offense on the 20-yard line.
Either way, it is Wildcats football and a risky call. Don't really blame Kevin Davis there. Just credit the Wildcats D.
I believe I would have gone for it if I was in his position there. If you got to trust your offense to get a foot, but great job by the defense up front for Central.
Can the Wildcats take advantage? It is Jackson Furman under center in front of Marvin Joseph. Here's Marvin up the middle, gets some blocks, and Joseph on the second effort pushes forward inside the 20. They'll mark him down at the 17, so it's a gain of 3, maybe 4. Second down for Central.
Lines up under center, Furman does, and trying to establish a little bit of consistency in this run game and melt some of this clock and see if you can't punch it in with such great field position here.
So 2 turnovers forced by Central in this third quarter. Came away empty after Rennell had the interception on the 47. Now off the fumble recovery, 2nd and 6 at the West Monroe 17. I formation with Deshad Sheridan and Marvin Joseph behind Furman. Here's Joseph up the middle, now bounces it out to the right, still churning his feet at the 15. They're trying to strip the football away from Marvin Joseph, but he hangs on to it. Picks up 2. Nice team defense by West Monroe to limit the yardage. 3rd and 5. Big spot for the Wildcats.
3rd and 5. Let's see if they stay in this jumbo set or if Zach Morris is going to mix it up here.
It's a big play call. 3rd and 5. We are 4 minutes, 5 seconds away from the end of this third quarter. Furman barking out orders to his offensive line. He'll line up under center. Still 12 seconds on the play clock. Marvin Joseph in the backfield. I formation behind Sheridan. KD Mays in as a lead blocker to the left. Here's Joseph. Gets a handoff up the middle. Breaks a tackle. Pushes forward. He's down near the 10, and he's got the first down for the Wildcats at the 9-yard line. Excellent second effort by Marvin Joseph to set up a 1st and goal for Central.
Just a tough.
Either way, what a run by Marvin Joseph. And with 3:13 left in the third quarter, it is the Wildcats back on top. Nathan Zimmer has it on the tee and ready to kick it off for Central. Big momentum swing for the Wildcats here in this third quarter. They get the goal line stop, and then Marvin Joseph takes it in from 6 yards out. And the kickoff finds the end zone once again. Another touchback by Nathan Zimmer. 1st and 10 for West Monroe. Big possession trying to respond to the Central touchdown.
Yeah, obviously a big possession here for West Monroe and Central in this game. You know, if West Monroe marches right down the field, you know, it's just going to be a back and forth affair, I believe, until the end of the game. But this is a momentum, you know, possession for the Central defense and really the Central team right here. If this defense can get the ball back to their offense, and, you know, we had some success last drive just pounding the rock, you know, get the ball back to them and see if we can't take it down the field and melt some more clock.
3 minutes, 13 seconds left in the third quarter. Wildcats back on top after the 6-yard touchdown run from Marvin Joseph. Here's McNeil trying the left side. An excellent pursuit by the Wildcats as he's taken down after a gain of 1, maybe 2. Excellent job by Alex Stewart on pursuit. 2nd and 7 for West Monroe.
Yeah, Caden Loop came up and slowed him down a bit, but was able to make Loop miss, but good pursuit by Stewart backside to make the play.
So with 2 minutes, 45 seconds left in the third quarter, that'll make it a 2nd and 7 for West Monroe. Third offensive possession for the Rebels here in the third. Threw an interception to Rennell on the first time and fumbled on 4th down on the second drive. Here's Gio on the keeper. Nice cut to the outside, and he's taken down around the 30. Let's see if he got enough for the first. Caden Loop takes him out by his legs, and believe he does have enough for the first down. It is a gain of 7, moving the chains for the Rebels.
Good run right there by the signal caller. Gio just picking his way through the defense and getting a first down.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Central on top, 14-7, thanks to a 6-yard touchdown run from Marvin Joseph after a big 4th down stop. Now the Rebels looking for a response, as this will be a direct snap to Luke Valerie, who's in the backfield, fakes to McNeil. Now Valerie right up the gut, and he runs into a host of black jerseys, including Deshaun Sheridan, who was in there to make the play and had plenty of help. 2nd and long coming up for West Monroe.
Yeah, just again an option play, pulled it, power right up the middle, and Central defense closed really fast on that one. Not sure who got to him first, but a host of black jerseys around.
Gap discipline has been excellent for Central here in this third quarter. Not seeing many runs get to the second level, as Valerie back in the shotgun. And Luke has 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Here's McNeil in motion. They flip to McNeil, and he's blown up at the 24-yard line by Mason Moore. That play did not have a prayer. It is a loss of 7, 3rd and a mile coming up for the Rebels. Great play by Moore.
Mason Moore not fooled on that one. Great job on the perimeter, coming up and making a big-time play in the backfield. You see him flying off the edge here. Just a great form tackle there. Tackle for loss. Mason Moore's been a guy that's just been a big piece of this defense. Doesn't get talked about enough.
And that's great discipline right there. CBR got to pay attention for the cutback or for the reverse. He did just that, and he takes the ball carrier down well in the backfield to set up a 3rd and 15. Crowd on his feet. Got to be disciplined and avoid penalties here. Here's the snap back to Gio. Got some time. Throw across the middle is caught. And it's fumbled. Ball was in the air for a second. It's still on the turf. Central has the football at the 30-yard line as it was fumbled by Kavion Mitchell, and the Wildcats are on top. An excellent play. I believe that was Loop that forced the fumble. We'll get another look at it. Either way, Wildcats football with good field position again.
May have been Mason Moore again, number 8 right here on the edge. Comes up and makes the tackle, rips it out of his hand, and KD Mays does the rest to jar the ball free, and a bunch of black hats around the football. Central falls on it. Opportunistic defensive play.
Mason Moore playing with his hair on fire, gets the TFL on the prior snap, then strips the ball clean away from Kavion Mitchell, and he sets the Wildcats up pretty. 1st and 10 from the West Monroe 32. 52 ticks left in this third quarter. This crowd is still on their feet, as they have been a majority of the third quarter, ready to explode with another score. Here's Furman, hands off to Manny Williams, who leaps across the 30-yard line, and Manny with a gain of 2, maybe 3, second down coming up for the Wildcats.
Yeah, not much going on that one. Good job by the defensive front of West Monroe.
Under 30 seconds to play now. Clock is live. Excellent third quarter for the Central defense as they force 2 fumbles. And Steven Rennell gets an interception as well. Could make a big difference in this game. Furman in the shotgun with Manny Williams. Here's Jackson, gives to Manny, trying to follow his blocks. Manny breaks free, he's inside the 10. See you later, touchdown Wildcats, welcome back. Manny Williams, he's in the end zone from 29 yards out. That has to feel good for his first score of the season, and the Wildcats about to double their lead.
You see what we've been missing all year long with number 5 in there. Patience, rise the blocks, makes a cut, then you see the speed to beat the secondary to the end zone. Like you said, welcome back, Manny Williams.
So happy for the young man. Got featured in an article from the Advocate this week that talked about his demeanor. Still there for his teammates, has provided a lot of spark, kind of provides a lot of perspective when something like that happens, and clearly he has motivated his team here tonight with his return to the field. PAT is up, and it is good from Nathan Zimmer. The touchdown brought to you by Keith's Pro Paint and Body. The PAT brought to you by Ivy Construction. And with 6 seconds left in the third quarter, it's Central 21 and West Monroe 7.
That's a huge drive right there by this offense. Great job by the offense just executing there, and O-line putting hat on hat, opening up holes for this running game. And you know, when the passing game's not working for whatever reason, you got to be able to rely on a good run game. And with Manny Williams and Shane Brown in there and this O-line opening up holes like that, you know, it was tough to stop.
And Manny Williams has, like we said, provided so much spark throughout the season just by being there for his team, being an excellent teammate. But to your point, football-wise, you kind of see what the Wildcats have been missing. And that added dimension ahead of a potential state semifinal matchup could make all the difference.
Absolutely. And look, let's not forget what put this offense in position here. You know, it's the turnovers from this defense, and you're getting the ball in great field position. Defense is the strong point of this team, and setting this offense up, you know, in positions to go down and score. And look, Manny Williams, again, to touch on him, been patient all year long. He sat around, he's healed up, he's waited. I can imagine how tough that's been for a guy that was expected to get the majority of the snaps at running back this year and be a big part of this team. And man, it's just great seeing him out there.
So fun to watch. It was a lot of fun to broadcast. As Zimmer's kickoff is back in the end zone. It is a touchback with 6 seconds left, and it is West Monroe football. Let's see if we can get a replay on that 4th down stop on the fumble recovery. That kind of sparked this avalanche for Central, Josh, and that's what you want to do in the playoffs, complementary football. Take the ball away and then set your offense up, and that's what Central did right here on the big 4th down stop. And good pressure as well on this play as Moore forces the fumble, and the third of 3 turnovers in this third quarter, Josh, has made all the difference.
Yeah, just lost the handle on it. Mason Moore came up and grabbed the hand, and ball got jarred loose. And again, turnovers are a big deal. That's what these last 2 scores have come from. So
6 seconds left in the third. It is Miles up the middle, and he runs right into the waiting arms of D.K. Mays, who puts a Hulk Hogan body slam on him at the end of the play, all clean. And that's how you want to end the third quarter as we head to the fourth. 4's up here in Wildcat Stadium as D.K. Mays puts the exclamation point on him, Josh.
Yeah, exclamation point on the third quarter right there. Central's got all the momentum. Look at this. Slings him down. It's a big man right there.
Woo! Miles is in the turf near the 15, and they are going crazy here inside of Wildcat Stadium. We'll be right back with the 4th quarter of play. Mario Jerez and Josh Johns. You're watching Wildcats football.
Teaching is so demanding no matter where you're at, but you want to be somewhere that you love coming to work every day. And knowing that is the happiest school on earth because Central is so supportive to us and what we do.
Yeah, they definitely help you grow and give you the skills that you need to be everything you need for your students.
And we are set for the fourth quarter of play here inside of Wildcat Stadium. All the momentum belonging to the home team as Central outscores West Monroe 14-0 in that third quarter. It's a 21-7 lead for the Wildcats. 2nd and 12 coming up for West Monroe. It is Brady Gio in the shotgun. He's taking most of the snaps here in the second half. Gio rolls out to his left under some pressure. He lets it go, and the catch is made shy of the 30-yard line. Nice snap made by Trez Davis, who's had a nice game working on Blazy Stokin to pick up about 9 or 10. 3rd down and short coming up for West Monroe.
Not a bad job all night by West Monroe's offense with those timing routes. You know, they're getting good blocking on the perimeter as they roll out their quarterbacks and just putting on the money out there, and these guys are making plays, so it sets them up with a 3rd and short here.
3rd and 2. Believe that's Miles in the backfield with Gio. 3 receivers to the bottom. Snap is low. Gio picks it up. Nice recognition. Gets to the outside for a moment, but taken down at the 24-yard line. Marvin Joseph doing it on both sides of the football as he gets a big 3rd down stop. 4th down for the Rebels.
Marvin Joseph is great in space, tackling in space. A couple times tonight he's come up and made some big stops in the open field.
Great effort by Marvin, who's had multiple roles this season. And here comes another punt for the Rebels. Excellent game so far for Lane, who puts it in the air again, and Rennell with a risky field. Might get talking to on the sideline after that one, but thankfully does snag it at the 36, and it's Central football with a 21-7 lead and 10 minutes, 50 seconds left in regulation.
Well, that's not how you draw it up if you're going to catch a punt, but secures it nonetheless.
They will take it, so it's Central football with a 14-point lead, 10 minutes, 50 seconds remaining in regulation here. And while we have a moment, let's hear from our sponsors. Carmina's Collision Center tells you to stay local and go see Nick and his staff for quality and expert care at Carmina's Collision Center. We'd also like to recognize these maroon level sponsors: A&B, General Plumbing, Bank of Zachary, CAS, Roofing and Advising, DNL Electric, and Davis Law Firm. Thank you for your support of Central High School football. 10 minutes, 50 seconds remaining. There is a small break in the action. And Josh, got to be proud, especially you, being a former defensive player yourself, of the work that Anthony Camp's crew has done really all season. Coming into the year, you knew the expectations were there with everybody coming back, from the Mays brothers to Jaro to Stokin in the secondary, but they've really delivered. And at the most important time, you could argue they're playing their best football of the year.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of credit goes to, Anthony Camp and how he can get these kids to execute. He is able to make them understand, what they're seeing, what their keys are, and these guys work really, really hard, and they love their coach. They want to, do the best they can for their coach, and man, just a strong unit overall. Starts at the top with the leadership of Camp, but man, you got to give a lot of credit to the players too on executing each and every play.
Yeah, it's been big, and it really all started with that fumble recovery. Like I said, that was a big stop. It was a risky call by Coach Davis at the time, Josh, but certainly you understand the effort, or you understand the logic for going for it there. Just got to credit Central's defense for making a huge stop. As we see another replay of this fumble recovery forced by Mason Moore. It was a lovely play. Don't mind watching it multiple times. And that was the story of the third quarter, Josh. Defensively taking the football away and taking advantage of it on offense. May have been looking at the wrong replay there. May have been my fault. Either way, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats, trying to put the game away here. Josh's score would be monumental for Central. And I've appreciated the fresh legs. Brown and Joseph making a big impact. Manny Williams finished the job last drive on the 29-yard score for his first of the season to send the stadium to a frenzy. Now Manny back in the game on 1st and 10. Here's Williams looking for some room, and he's stacked up. This is Shane Brown getting a handoff and a little Matumbo finger wag from Elijah Thomason after he makes a nice play, 2nd and long for Central.
Yeah, nowhere to go for Shane Brown. And I'd love to see this offense just piece a drive together, march down the field, and burn a whole ton of clock here. It's obviously what you want, but it starts with getting a first down here, and great job on first down by this West Monroe defense.
Neville leads Chalmette 20-7 with 6 minutes left in the 3rd quarter of that game. The winner of this one will get the winner of that one, either in Neville or here in Central. 2nd and 10, ball on the 42. Here's Furman from the shotgun again, fakes to Brown. Quick out caught by Ty Williams near the line of scrimmage, cuts it back towards the inside. Ty still on his feet, very close to that first down marker. And Ty Williams, who's had an excellent season after that position change to the slot receiver, picks up 8, 3rd and 2 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Ty Williams, only a sophomore, has kind of done it all this year. Has played H-back, true running back position, tight end. They'll put him out of wide receiver, and great run after catch from Mr. Williams.
So many weapons for this Central team. A receiver, a tight end, running back, where you feature some two-way guys. And it is Manny Williams back in the game, 3rd and 1. Furman barking some instructions, maybe change some things with his protection. Williams to the bottom. Here's a snap, and Manny slipped as he got the handoff. That is a critical error, as he looked like he may have had a seam and enough for the first, but he slips. Unforced error there to bring up a 4th and 4 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Just lost his feet, slipped and fell before even getting the ball in his hands. Fortunately, no turnover, no fumble there. And we'll see what Central decides to do on 4th and about 3.
No harm, no foul. Would think you just kick it away here, and it looks like that is what they're going to do. Nathan Zimmer has had 3 down inside the 10, 1 kick inside the 5 so far, and he'll kick it away once again. Big possession here for West Monroe if they secure it, as Zimmer's kick is in the air. Take a Wildcat bounce at the 20. It'll keep going inside the 15. What an effort from Nathan Zimmer here tonight to down the ball at the 13. And Josh, this is somebody who had a couple of, I don't want to say blunders, but some plays maybe he wanted back in some big games last year, especially against Catholic. But it's come up huge for Central from a place kicking standpoint, from punting, and from kicking field goals. Great season for Zim so far.
Yeah, well, he has a ton of ability, and these coaches, you know, they know that, and they push him and they rely on him. So when you have a weapon like that who can flip a field for you whenever punting or hit a long field goal, you know, that's someone that you're going to put the pressure on to succeed and play well for you, and they do that, and he's answered the call this year.
And this defense having a lot of fun here in the second half. West Monroe definitely needs a swing play to get momentum back in their favor, but Central forced 3 turnovers in that 3rd quarter, and a good start here in the 4th. 2nd possession of the quarter for West Monroe. It is Miles running to his left, and he's got nowhere to go. Taken in the backfield once again by guess who? Mason Moore has him 2 yards behind the line. What a second half for Moore, as it's 2nd and about 12 for West Monroe.
Mason Moore is playing a great second half of football. You see him right there. It's exactly how you do it on the edge there. You set the edge, you fight off the block, and you make the play. Couldn't draw it up any better.
What an effort from the sophomore defensive back who had that forced fumble in the 3rd quarter against Kavion Mitchell. And has had a few TFLs as well, including on that last play. Bring up a 2nd long for West Monroe. Brady Gio picks the snap up after it was a little low. Let's go of a deep ball, middle of the field, and it is incomplete. Excellent effort by the receiver as Caden Loop, step for step with, I believe that was Trez Davis once again. Decent throw, better coverage, 3rd down for West Monroe.
It's exactly what you want from your safety, playing the deep part of the field there. Caden Luke ranges over and makes the play, gets the pass deflection. Great job by him.
What an effort from Loop all season in coverage and run support. Doing it all for this Central D. 3rd and 10, Brady Gio. Back in the shotgun with Miles. Here's Gio, back to throws, got some time, middle of the field. That ball was tipped, and it was almost intercepted near the 20. Excellent job in coverage by the Wildcats. That was Jake Jarrow, who almost had another pick. 4th down for West Monroe, and here comes the punt team.
Yeah, great job by Jake Gyro at his linebacker position, just to drop and get underneath that one, get a hand on it. That's how you That's how you play it right there as a linebacker. Great job by Jaro.
7 minutes, 29 seconds remaining. And the Wildcats will get the football back here if Rennell's able to secure it. Punt in the air from Daniel Lane, not much distance. May have shanked it a little, but will get a West Monroe bounce, and it's picked up by Steven, who will get a couple of cheap yards out of it. He's up to the West Monroe 40, 1st and 10 for Central. A collective exhale a little bit here in Wildcat Stadium. 7 minutes, 20 seconds left in regulation, and the Wildcats had the football back at the West Monroe 40. So close first half, Josh, really evenly matched, but the Wildcats really flexing their muscles here in the third and fourth quarters.
Well, especially defensively, and the offense has done really well too on getting the ball in great field position and scoring, of course. But this defense has played incredible ball the second half, turnovers and just not allowing this offense to get started. Great job by this unit defensively.
3 turnovers forced in that third quarter. Just got a second 3 and out of the fourth quarter in that last Rebel possession. Now 1st and 10 Wildcats on the West Monroe 40. Jackson Furman back in the shotgun to fake to Brown. The throw to the short side is caught. 1st down and more for the Wildcats as Kylan Thomas hangs on to that one, picks up 12, and another 1st down brought to you by Carmita's Collision. Nice throw by Furman.
Yeah, and that's what we haven't had all game. It's just great timing. Good read right here by Jackson Furman. Pulls it, throws it on time right there to KT, makes a move, gets upfield, gets a 1st down.
And those two guys were in the car that night with Manny, not far from where we're standing right here calling this game. And Furman had to miss that first game against De La Salle, and I think that was a character-building victory for Central in that one. They also got KT back, who was statistically one of their best receivers. Great story of perseverance from those 3 young men. Here's Brown up the middle, nowhere to go. That was defended beautifully by West Monroe, and Brody Thurman from the defensive line made the play for a loss of 3.
Yeah, Brody Thurman just completely unblocked off the edge there and hit Shane Brown as soon as he was getting the ball from Furman. No shot on that play.
Bring up a 2nd and 12. 21-7. Neville leads Chalmette in the third quarter of the other quarterfinal, where the winner will face the winner of this game. And it's Furman in the shotgun again. Here's Jackson in a stoppage of play. Looks like we have a false start going on the Wildcats. They've done a nice job cleaning that up in the second half. They will get them for 5 yards there.
It's been a relatively clean game for both teams. Central with a couple false starts there, but that one puts you back. Puts about 2nd and 20 here, kind of marching backwards.
21-7, Central leads after we were tied 7-all to start the third quarter, but an interception from Stephen Rennell, a forced fumble from Mason Moore, recovered by KD Mays, and a second forced fumble on a 4th and inches situation has made all the difference for the Wildcats. Touchdown runs for Joseph and Williams here in the second half, I should say. And now Furman takes it himself. He's got a seam inside the 30. Jackson Furman flattens a West Monroe defender at the 22-yard line, and Jackson picks up another 1st down as he trucked Maddox Cobes to put an exclamation point on that play.
Furman running angry tonight. Great blocking up front by the offensive line. Motions this guy out here, little draw play, lead block up the middle, puts his head down, running through defenders. That's what you want to see out of your signal caller right there.
I'm telling you, the designed runs, I feel like, have opened up Jackson Furman's game in the latter half of this season and in these playoffs. And number 3, about to lead his team to the semifinals for the first time in 15 years. Here's a handoff to Joseph up the middle, trying to get away from the backer and can't. That was a nice defensive play made by Jock Turner, as forward progress wasn't stopped for a while, but they finally ruled him down, and some chippiness after the play. This is what you want to avoid. Flags fly as some words being exchanged between Jock Turner and a couple of Wildcat defenders. We'll see what they call here. 4th down coming up for West Monroe as of now.
This is where I'd like to see offsetting penalties.
Agreed. West Monroe might be having a little bit of frustration set in as they'll just get it on Central.
Yeah.
15 yards.
Got the retaliation in there, but which is unfortunate.
Normally how it goes. Excellent season so far for the Rebels, who finished the season 5-5. Took a bad shutout loss, 56-0 against Ruston towards the end of the season, but Coach Davis in his first season has really rallied this team. 2 big road wins here in these playoffs, but 4 minutes, 50 seconds now separating them from elimination. They will get the ball back, though. Big possession here for West Monroe. If they can secure it, Nathan Zimmer, plenty of room from his own 50, puts it in the air, and this is going to go to the end zone. Touchback for West Monroe. Still some time for Coach Davis' team. 4 minutes, 38 seconds left in regulation. West Monroe football down 21-7. That last punt brought to you by Central Crossroads. So Central defense back out on the field, and so far I think they are to be trusted, Josh. They made some big plays here in this third quarter. And as we take a look at the stats, Central not really getting much going in the passing game, but running the football. As we see the stats here in the second half is where Central has really made their money. 174 yards on the ground, already approaching 200. And it's been a team effort. Nice jobs from Williams and from Joseph as well, and Jackson Furman on that 78-yard run.
Yeah, running game is working tonight. Would like to see the passing game be much better. Miss some opportunities there, but give credit to West Monroe. They played well.
1st and 10 for the Rebels. Here's Gio. Short throw is caught on the near side. Another catch made by Kavion Mitchell against Mason Moore, who shoves him out of bounds after a 9-yard gain. 2nd and 1 coming up for West Monroe. Can't rest on your laurels here if you're the Wildcats. Still a 2-score game with plenty of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, and this is where you want to step up as a defensive unit and in this game. You have the ability to do that. You're a superior group out there right now. You're the best unit on the field. And this is where you want to step up and in this game right now.
2nd and 1, ball on the Rebel 20. Gio back to throw under some heavy pressure from DK Mays, and that was almost intercepted by Moore. Another impact play by DK, who's potentially playing his last game in this stadium. And in the last 4 years, he's given these fans plenty to cheer about.
Yeah, again, I don't see how you can let 47 go unblocked there. Just free run at the quarterback and got right in his face. And, there's really nothing you can do as a quarterback if you're in that position.
So 3rd and 1 now. No doubt 4-down territory, I would think, for head coach Kevin Davis. And that run game has had some positive plays, but for the most part, excellent job by Coach Camp's crew holding both Davis and Miles in check. Both of those guys 70-plus yards and at least a touchdown last week against Mandeville as Miles gets it again, and he's taken down again by DK. DK Mays, big loss on the play. 4th down coming up for West Monroe.
DK Mays with a massive play. What a possession right now for 47. Getting in there and just completely disrupting this play in the backfield. Attacking the mesh point there. Didn't know if he wanted to keep it or pull it. Big 47 making plays.
And late in games, Josh, I feel like is where he's really made his money this season. Obviously, great job by the conditioning staff getting these guys in shape. But DK Mays, when the offensive line has been worn down late in these games, has really made an impact. See if he can do it again here as it's 4th and 5. Ball on the West Monroe 25. They're on their feet here inside of Wildcat Stadium as a stop would go a big way in winning this game. Here's Gio, and they stop it before the play. A flag down in the secondary, and they ran out of time, partner. Delay a game as there's zeros on the play clock. That'll make it a 4th and 10.
Makes it even tougher for this offense now. I feel Central can put some pressure on the quarterback here, and just got to keep an eye out for screens and anything that an aggressive defense could hurt. An aggressive defense looks like the run of the punt team out there.
Yep. A little surprising. That is what they're doing. Rennell almost fumbled one a couple of punts ago, and it's been a good game so far for Daniel Lane. The senior Lane puts it in the air again. Another punt brought to you by Central Crossthreads, and this time Rennell will yell PETA. Nobody will touch this football, and it'll be down at the 38. It is Central football once again with 3:32 left in regulation, and Central leading West Monroe 21-7 as Josh has a word from our sponsors.
This timeout is brought to you by our legacy sponsors, Keith's Pro Paint and Body. Located off Hooper Road at 9950, Keith's Pro Paint and Body has excellent service, and they're wonderful people to work with. Special thanks to Central Crossthreads for their commitment to support Central High School football through their loyal level gridiron sponsorship. Central football would also like to recognize these maroon level sponsors: Drew Dillio State Farm, GM Cable, Hunt's Tire Pros Car Care, ISC Constructors, and Letheon Anesthesia Services. Thank you all for your support of Central football.
Thank you, Josh. It is Neville leading Chalmette 21-7. in the third quarter of the other quarterfinal game. Central will get the winner of that one if they're able to hold on here with 3:32 remaining. 1st and 10 once again from their own 38. Here's Furman. Hands off to Manny Williams. Once again, Manny, who got in the end zone for the first time this season on that big 29-yard score, doesn't have as much room this time. That clock continues to tick, however. 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats. 3 minutes, 15 seconds separating them from the state semifinal.
Yeah, clock's the enemy for West Monroe. If you're Central, just keep pounding it. You'd love to get a first down, and potentially a couple first downs will end this game. But, you know, if you're West Monroe, then, you know, you're trying to get off the field, but that clock is steadily ticking. 3
minutes to go as the Wildcats will surpass how far they went last season if they're able to hold on here. And what a start to the Central career of head coach David Simino. Standing arms folded on the sideline as we speak as Brown takes the handoff up the middle. Nice pursuit by the West Monroe defensive line. Braxton Florentine makes that play along the D-line, and credit the Rebels defense. Gave up a couple of big plays, got worn down there towards the end of the third quarter, but for the most part has put forth a valiant effort here on the road.
They played really well, I thought. You know, defensively, West Monroe's, you know, came out and given Central everything they wanted. Made it really tough for this offense to move the ball, and, you know, Central is, you know, Jackson Furman with the long 78-yard run and a couple other drives set up by turnovers by the defense is really all Central has to hang their hat on offensively. So great job, and, you know, hats off to the West Monroe defense for playing really hard tonight.
So, Josh, barring an upset and a comeback from Chalmette in the other game, this will probably be our last broadcast this season. Of course, Neville has the rights to that broadcast. Nothing confirmed as of yet, but you would think you would have to watch that broadcast next week if the Wildcats can advance further than that. I know there are some rights, there are some maybe hurdles we have to clear to broadcast the state championship, but I would do my best to definitely pull some strings and try and get us into Superdome. The important thing is for the team to be there, but either way, man, it's been a joy working with you these last 2 years, and I had to say, you are my favorite color.
Well, I appreciate it, Mario, man. I just love being around the game and around good people. You know, it's fun up here in the booth and getting to watch good football, be around a great program like Central. Makes it really fun.
Well said. Thanks to everybody who makes this broadcast possible. 3rd and 8 for the Wildcats with 2 minutes and 42 seconds remaining. Furman in the gun, puts Brown in motion. Here comes the West Monroe blitz. Jackson will take it himself, trying to get to the edge, and Jackson, nice job staying in bounds. Heady play there by the senior leader. Picks up about 3. Central sends the punt team out. No timeout taken yet by head coach Kevin Davis, and there it is. Second one of the half for West Monroe with 2 minutes, 29 seconds remaining. 4th and 4 coming up for the Wildcats.
Yes, so West Monroe get the ball back with about 2 minutes and 20 seconds or so, and they'll have one timeout. They'll have to go down and score, get an onside kick, and do it again. So, you know, tough task against this Central defense.
Especially the way the defensive line has played in this fourth quarter, particularly DK Mays, who is making a huge impact on this game. And it's to the point where the Rebels don't have an answer for him, just getting some major penetration and finishing plays to kind of pump the team up. That'll really get them going here late in the game.
Yeah, when a guy's that big and explosive and can attack the mesh point like that, you know, you really don't have much of a shot on that play.
Excellent job by our crew with the replays here tonight. All replays brought to you by Concord Family Dental. And the production value on this broadcast, not that it was ever bad, but this season, really appreciate the work from Tyler and everybody making it possible. All the new wrinkles, the weekly awards that we talked about during the pregame. A really good production put forth here on our YouTube channel. Make it a 4th and 4 after the last stop for West Monroe. And Nathan Zimmer, who's had a heck of a game, back out there to punt from his own 30. West Monroe sends some pressure this time, but Zimmer gets it away, and it's angling towards the right side of the field. It'll take a couple of bounces and be down at the 31 by Jake Jarrow. 1st and 10, West Monroe with 2:22 remaining. Down 2 scores. The Rebels not out of it just yet, but they got to hustle here.
They do, and if you're Central defense, look, you keep playing the way you're playing. Keep playing aggressive. Keep attacking the football. Just be mindful that you can't let anything get behind you. You can't, you know, you got to keep your eyes on your keys, and just keep everything in front of you here.
Yes, sir. Well said, and they've definitely done that here in this second half. The pass game for West Monroe had some success in the first and second quarters, but Central more on their P's and Q's here in the second half, and we'll see if they could finish the game and conserve this second half shutout that they have going so far. It's Wildcats 14 and West Monroe 0 here in the second half after a tie at halftime, as this pass is incomplete. The nearest receiver from West Monroe is Trez Davis. That'll stop the clock with 2:18 left in regulation. Second down for West Monroe.
Kind of threw that one into no man's land. Not sure where he was going with the football. Fortunate for West Monroe, that one fell to the turf.
2nd and 10. Really got to credit these Wildcat fans as well. Definitely affected the game in these first 2 postseason contests. And if the Wildcats do got to hit the road next week, you know they're going to have a lot of representation in the maroon and white out there. As it's 2nd and 10 Rebels. Here's a quick throw by Gio, caught, but nowhere to go as Jake Jarro is all over the receiver after Trez Davis made another catch, but Jarro made an excellent defensive play to drop him about 3 yards in the backfield. 3rd down. There is a late flag down behind the line of scrimmage, and we'll wait on this call. Going to be a rough in the passer, it looks like, on Central.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but when the flag came in after the quarterback was hit, I figured it was a roughing call there. Just something you can't have if you're Central. A great play by Jaro there to recognize that screenplay, come up and make a play in space. And then that good play is negated by a boneheaded play behind the line of scrimmage. Just something you can't do.
Want to avoid that. You know, things look good right now, but high school football, this stage of the game, anything can happen. Central needs to finish strong here as West Monroe has a drive going. 1st and 10 from the Rebel 45. Gio with the shotgun snap. Here's a deep shot down the near sideline, and it is caught, but did he have both feet in bounds? Referee says incomplete. Not sure if he held on to it, but either way, the receiver, Orlando Weber, or Lucas Dupriest, I should say, ran out of real estate. Nice job by Loop on the coverage with the help of Stoken. 2nd down for West Monroe.
Yeah, pretty good ball here by the quarterback. You see us squeezing him there, but just not enough real estate on the sideline.
Out of bounds, 2nd and 10. Valiant effort by Gio. Appreciate the pronunciation correction from our people on YouTube. 2nd and 10. Gio takes a snap, just a 4-man rush by the Wildcats. He's under pressure from DK Mays, finally lets it go, and it's caught. The catch was made by Lucas Dupriest as they go right back to number 1. He makes a catch working on Mason Moore, stopping the clock smartly as well with 1 minute, 58 seconds remaining, setting the Rebels up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, that time DK lost contain. You can see he was trying to not let the quarterback stretch out, get outside the pocket and roll out, which great job to extend that play and put the ball in the money and get about 6 yards. Now it sets them up 3rd and 4.
3rd down, certainly 4-down territory for first-year head coach Kevin Davis. Gio in the shotgun. Miles. Once again, Miles held in check by the Central defense so far. Gio in some trouble. Lets it go. This is caught by Valerie, but he's got nowhere to go as he's taken down near the 48-yard line by Caden Loop, who's had an excellent season, continuing that in the postseason so far. Another TFL 4th and 5 coming up for West Monroe. Last gasp for the Rebels.
Great closing speed by Caden Loop. Great open field play. Gets him behind the line for about a yard. 4th and 5.
And Coach Camp pumping up the crowd. That they responded immediately on their feet. Here's Gio, puts it up, and it's incomplete at the 40-yard line as he was looking for Lucas Dupriest. Excellent coverage on the play by Blason Stoken. And the Wildcats fans feeling it as it's Central football. 1st and 10 with 1:21 separating them from the state semifinals.
And Anthony Camp sends Mason Moore off the edge there to get pressure right in the quarterback's face. Forces the error throw. Great call by the defensive signal caller right there, Anthony Camp.
How about Coach Camp pumping up the crowd as well? I know you saw that. He turned around. He had the emotion on his face. He lifted both of his arms up in the air, and immediately it was kind of like the wave. You saw everybody in the stand stand up. And I got to say, I'm having fun, man. Having a lot of fun. This team, I think, deserves all the fun they're having right now, and these fans certainly do as well.
Now, how can you not love this coaching staff, Camp and Morris and Semino and everybody? I mean, I could go down the line, man. These coaches are awesome. They love these kids. They pour into them. You know, they are great at teaching the game of football, but also great at teaching the game of life. You know, so just a great staff right here in Central.
Well said. Great people. They raise these guys to be successful on the football field, obviously, but the character is really apparent from this coaching staff, from this team. And we know Coach Semino was a champion at Catholic High. bringing home the state title in 2021. And partner, not even 2 seasons into this thing, he is 2 wins away from doing just that for the people of Central. And regardless what happens going forward, what a job by Coach Simonone and his staff.
Quarterfinals year 1, semifinals year 2. I think the city of Central and everybody involved, here will take that. They love seeing the growth of this program, and they know it's in great hands.
Central kneels it out as Furman takes the final snap of the game, and the Wildcats will play for a trip to the state championship next year. For the first time since 2009, the Wildcats are going to the state semis. They will play the winner of Neville and Chalmette next week in those semis. We await the official result of that game, but what a job by Central, and the Wildcats 2 wins away from Poydras Street. Final score from Wildcat Stadium, Central 21 and West Monroe 7. As we take a look at the final stats here, Josh, just domination in the second half by the Wildcats. Did a great job stopping the run, did an excellent job implementing the run as well. Touchdown runs for Marvin Joseph and Shane Brown. The defense makes some big plays as well to take the football away from West Monroe. Just a total team victory here in the state quarters.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the Central defense allowed about 50 yards in the second half of this game, and just complete domination, great play on the defensive side of the ball, great coaching, and that's really what set the tone with turnovers as well. Offenses, got it going a little bit and converted some short fields. I think next week, there's going to be a lot to grow on here offensively. I think, we're going to have to perform a whole lot better, next week. And we had some drops, some big-time drops, and some timing that was off between Furman and receivers. So going to have to get some things, worked out before, we face Neville or Chalmette next week.
Just want to say before we sign off, Josh, obviously this whole team deserves credit, but want to give a special shout out to Jackson Furman, Manny Williams, and Kylan Thomas. If you just put yourself in those young men's shoes and think about how difficult that situation must have been, did nothing wrong, just getting ready for practice the next day, and you're involved in an accident that frankly could have been a lot worse. Like, that must have had their heads spinning, especially at such a young age. But to be there for their teammates, for all 3 of those guys to ultimately come back and make an impact, I think that really inspired the rest of their team, and I think those guys deserve all the credit in the world as they're headed to the state semis.
Oh, absolutely. Look, it's just, every team goes through adversity, but you never want to have to deal with something like that. That's a car wreck that could have been life-threatening that, thank God it was not, and they were all able to come back. Manny Williams for the first time tonight, and play football, which is just incredible.
Shout out to all the fans, the audience, a big one with us on YouTube here tonight. Appreciate all the interaction. One last shout out to all of our sponsors, including Carmina's Collision, Keys Pro Paint and Body, AP Dodson, Central Crossthreads, Ivy Construction, Neighbors Federal Credit Union, Louisiana Turf Company, and Concord Family Dental for bringing you all of our replays here tonight. For our director, Tyler Watts, for my good friend and his father, Wes Watts, who contributed a lot this year, for Josh Johns and the rest of our wonderful crew, I am Mario Jerez saying good night from Wildcat Stadium. It is Central getting the quarterfinal victory 21-7 against West Monroe. The Wildcats are going to the state semis next week. Good night, and thank you for watching Wildcats football.